And hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
We're back.
Hello.
We're back. All right, anyway, so it is that time. It is the time of slime, which is always a fun thing to say when it rhymes.
I just got the slime cleaned out from 2 weeks ago.
Oh no!
Finally got that cleaned up for one. I finally felt clean for once.
I just realized something. I didn't put everyone at the beginning of this, so that's not gonna.
Well,
I didn't do it right. I'm sorry. I was so worried about getting it done in time and all this other stuff, and then I didn't even manage to do that. That's so sad.
Yeah.
welcome to Anime Church. We fucked up. I mean, wait.
Wait.
Wrong show.
That was yesterday.
That was.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you've done this.
All of Britain is ashamed of you right now. Not the rest of the country, just Britain.
Just Britain.
Oh,
Just
that's the
Britain.
part that I don't care about.
Just Europe. All of Europe.
Just England.
Yeah, just
Oh,
fair.
China.
Just
Scotland and Ireland don't care. But England, well, you know.
Only people with English
England.
accents.
God. Fuck the
That's
king,
a lot of people,
you know?
but not maybe not a full continent.
Dude, seriously, I did it again?
What'd you do?
I forgot to @ everyone on my server. I did it on freaking
On your
Fat
at your
Dog,
church?
but not on my server.
Look, Brittany, we
You're
expect better of you.
severe.
Listen
I
here,
heard
bitch.
that's not the first word I heard. I heard church.
Then you need to
stopped
get your ears
yourself,
checked.
but-
No, you need to get your ears
No,
checked.
no.
Yeah.
No. No. Wait.
My server. Jesus Christ. Let me get some stuff done. For frick's sake. Alright. There we go. Back. Everybody's here. He's back. Alright, anyway.
It's Sonic Stertorius is right.
It's not his church, it's his congregation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Alright, Strat. Thank you for that. Go sit down with the cat in the hat.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it, dude. I couldn't help it. I was like, all right, Strat, thank you for that. And I was like, by this time, I have to keep the rhyme flow going.
Like you started, you have to commit.
You have to commit to the bit. Because sometimes that shit is it.
It's true.
The hat is a trap. Thank you, Dee Dee. I appreciate you keeping the rhyme scheme going. The hat is a trap. Well, how about that?
It's a trap.
Anyhow, everybody, here we go.
We are currently starting Chapter 3 of Volume 16. If you would like to read along with us.
That's not. Nope. That's not how we do this.
You know better, Finish.
I'm already
That was a good
close.
intro,
I'm only
though.
halfway through my first drink. Okay?
Hold
That's a good intro.
on.
Oh, he's really good.
Ladies and gentlemen of the congregation,
Oh, yes.
please open your holy books of Rebrewism to volume 16, chapter 3.
I can't make that with my fists.
Here's the beautiful thing.
There we go. 16.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, has to say what page we're on. It's just chapter fucking 3. I've missed this. Yeah. Guys,
Yeah, it
we
was
only have
clean.
this much. We only have this much of volume 16 to go. For any new people that are wondering, volume 16 is like season 5 stuff. So,
We will not see this for 4 years, maybe.
but once we get done with this, we will be
wrong.
starting Mushoku Tensei from the very beginning, and we will assign
Tok.
characters to specific voice actors and have somebody that's going to be like reading as narration, and then everybody else acts out their stuff. So we're going to treat it kind of like a radio play. We will treat it that way. Yeah, which is what I originally wanted. It to Cat in the Hat is the trap that craps.
What?
Okay. The rhyming
is he
convention
shitting
has
in the
gone on
hat?
for
What?
too long. The rhyming convention has gone on for far too long. All right. So
Too many
now
laughs.
that that's been said, if you're reading along with us on Kindle or on Bookwalker, or if you've got the physical volume, just remember we are not a replacement for the book. So make sure that you read along with us. And where can they read along with us? Fenris.
On Bookwalker or Kindle, I have the links in the chat. If you buy from either of those sites, leave a review saying we sent you. It will help us get sponsorships,
Yep.
hopefully.
The more that they
Yeah.
realize that, or if you want to just do the whole funny thing, every light novel you purchase, say we sent you. There you go. That way we can
They'll get
get
the idea eventually.
that way we can get sponsored and pay more people. Like case in point, here's a little treat for all of you. There is art that we have to commission for a character in Konosuba because this character does not actually appear in Konosuba. So we're having to give them the floating head treatment with at least 5 different expressions, open and closed mouth, half open mouth, and an O, which is going to cost us quite a bit. The way that you can help us at the time is by either A, joining our Patreon, which you can do. Nightbot's sending links up and down for all the different things that we have here. So if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can do that. Or, and this is even more important, every time you purchase a light novel, or even if you've already done it, if you want to leave a review for any of the light novels that you've purchased on either Bookwalker or Amazon or wherever it is that you get your books, please let them know that we sent you, Fat Dog Studios. Let them know. It will greatly help us get that sponsorship that we would appreciate. I mean, right now, I think I'm going to start the Konosuba one-shot by just saying, we don't have a sponsor, so thank you to all of our patrons for helping us afford this. You know?
You guys are our sponsors.
And that's literally going to be over the disclaimer or something. It's not either that physical media is forever. Buy Laserdisc. But you get it. You get it. It's something silly like that.
Please
and
ensure that we own our own media.
yeah, that's
nice.
important. That's important.
I got the whole tinfoil hat thing about the next generation of consoles and all that. I could do that. But
I
we're
will
not- that-
straight
this is
up.
not the
I
point
will
for
straight
that.
up do this. I will straight up do this. I'll be like, come check out the light novel readings. You can put us on vinyl.
It'd be interesting if somebody took a whole stream of us and put it on vinyl.
Oh my God.
Very
I
interesting.
dread that. I dread that so much. Anyway,
Yeah.
we have to get
No, no.
started.
And put it
Knowing the internet, they just take the highlights out of context.
Oh, so badly.
on.
Okay. Now that has all been clarified, I will say this: we have a solo leveling abridged coming up that's very, very funny, and basically
Funny.
everyone in this
Yeah.
call is in it. Everyone that you see on screen is in it. Some more than others, but regardless, we all had a really good time.
A great time.
Yeah.
Everyone did a good job.
By the way,
yeah.
Or I thought.
by the way, Moon, you have to go to Cali from the Valley Land for that kind of fruit drink.
Alas, my one indulgence denied.
Look, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is not the time or place for that, okay? This is slime time. Save that for solo time, okay?
Look.
You know what
You
I
know
have to
the
say?
game-
No.
we're gonna set up-
You know what I had to say to that?
Should I cut that out? Should I split?
You know what I have to say? You should.
That
Yeah,
was
you should
such a
split.
horrible joke.
You should
Yeah.
split. But you know, you know what I have to
That's
say to
why I
that?
made it. I beat everyone at the punch.
You mean like ass down, heads down, ass up?
Yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
the way we like to yuck.
Face
Very
down,
cool.
ass up. That's the way we like to
Yep.
yuck. It's so good.
Oh,
Oh,
This is where the fun begins. All right, all hail Palpy from the Valley's return. Yeah, you have to go to Palpy from the Valley land for that kind of a fruit drink. Just give me
I
a
remake the
Diet
world.
Coke.
Everywhere.
Why ain't you?
You'll be able to serve pumpkin spice lattes.
Coleslaw. I'm not even gonna. Fine, give me coleslaw. I'm not even gonna eat it. I don't like coleslaw.
I'm not even gonna eat
I
it.
swear, one of these days, Richie.
What do you get?
If you find a character that matches Palpy of the Valley, I'll be. Just say the word.
To be
Need
fair,
some sort of, like,
Adelman. You know what's
like,
really
get the
funny
thing
is
set up right
you know
now.
what's really funny is Adelman is probably the closest to that in this series. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. But we like doing the Skeletor stuff for Adelman.
That is fair.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Lord Rebaru, I shall protect you.
Silence, you boob!
And I'm not
Alright.
talking about Shion over there. You sit down. Sit down. No, you're not in this scene.
Alright.
You don't have a voice actress for you
Alright.
in this.
All right, Shim, it's your
Yes.
turn.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Go.
Chapter 3, Toward Rebuilding. I was still dreading the talk with King Gazo I owed him, but today was our meeting with Masayuki's band. That's where my attention was fully devoted. So I met up with Testarossa, feeling a bit relieved. This conference was more of a summit, potentially, a meeting between two heads of state. So we had to pick the attendees at the meeting hall carefully. Benimaru and Rigard would join my side, Shion and Diablo would accompany me, of course, and Testarossa would round out the pack. Masayuki, meanwhile, was bringing along Valgrind, followed by Caligulio and Minutes, with Bernie and Jiwu at the rear. Our participating members were gathered in the lounge-style waiting room. This was all coming together suddenly, but nobody voiced any complaints about it. Shino was volunteering to serve us all, even, so we couldn't be more prepared.
You say Bernie.
As for our aims,
You say Bernie, and
that's
the
what-
first thing that I had, the first image in my head is like the little anime Bernie mittens. that
with
we-
the
that
with the
we've been-
mittens, and he's
so
sitting in the
so
chair.
like everybody's at the conference, and then there's Mittens just sitting there, just good old Mittens.
Easy edit, but I think you already
Why
made
do
the
you
Bernie
keep
in the
it
chair
so
joke
cold
earlier.
in this office?
Oh no, dude, we're doing
Yeah.
it. Oh no, that's Bernie is the new canon. He's being placed in every episode somewhere.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a
Very
hidden.
good.
There is a hidden Mittens.
It's a good running joke.
Yeah.
Hidden mittens.
Hidden Mittens.
Yeah. As for our aims today, well, I wasn't here to take over the Empire. Michael and Feldway, the main criminals behind this war, were missing, and Lieutenant Kondo, architect of the entire operation, was dead. Kondo's thoughts were likely being controlled by Michael, and I wasn't about to pursue a dead man's crimes. The Empire's flagship apparently contained most of the higher-up people in their military, or at least the ones who survived. Belgrin, the once and former marshal, was the most powerful among them, and since she had no interest in invading us and expanding the Empire's boundaries, I figured we'd be declaring the war over, working on re-preparations, and figuring out the rebuilding process. We had
Reparations.
700. Working on reparations and figuring out the rebuilding process. We had 700,000 Imperial soldiers we could put to work, and how we divide them up was an open question. We need to appoint the most well-trained of them as foremen and divide the rest into evenly balanced teams to avoid vast differences in technical skill. But look at me, getting way too ahead of myself. Before me now, an eye-opening beauty passed by, the breeze flowing past her blue hair. It was Valgrind, and her gaze shot right through me. Oof. Ah, that really hurt. I had no literal stomach, but my stomach was nonetheless churning. Did you need something? I asked her. For everyone else's sake, I needed to look at least a little dignified. I thought I deserved some praise for maintaining a steady, non-shaking voice. Do you think I could have some time with you? Valgrind replied. There was ample time until the meeting began, so I nodded, and then Valgrind and I had a private chat. Is Veldora doing well? Oh, very much so. Ah, that's good. Valgrind, despite her gentle smile, was concerned about Veldora. My response seemed to relieve her, but seeing her smile like that tugged at my heartstrings a little. Veldora, after all, still had a lot of hang-ups about his sister. I had asked him if he had wanted to go see her, and he mumbled something about, I have errands, I'm quite busy, and walked off. It was a pathetic act, but it wasn't like I was doing much better now. In fact, I felt incredibly awkward. I'm sure Valgrind was shy herself, better not pry too much. So, I began, heart pounding. What did you need? I wanted to thank you. Thank me? I don't know. Why are you looking so pale? Did you think I was going to drag you behind the school and challenge you to a fist fight? Why do you know that trope? I shouted. Valgrind snickered. Well, she said, my journey to find my beloved Ludora proved far more exciting than expected. It sounded pretty grueling from what I could tell, but Valgrind had a mission in mind, so to her it was a journey of hope as well. That must be why she could describe it as exciting. The journey brought me across many worlds and many ages in my search for him. In fact, I even paid a visit to your own native world. Whoa, no way. I was wondering why she was sounding a bit more casual with me. It should have registered with me when I saw her clothing, actually. She was in Imperial garb now, but when she first showed up in our labyrinth, she had been in a t-shirt and jeans. That was her look as she beat the crap out of her enemies, and seeing the footage from our archives was just surreal. People on the scene who saw it, not to mention those getting their asses kicked by her, must have thought it was some kind of fever dream. But if she was bumping around my world, that also meant there was a way to return there from this one. Of course, I died over there, so there wasn't much point in investigating that. Or was there? Valgrind had suggested she could travel through time as well. If I could analyze that ability, then perhaps...
Roger that. I will begin analysis.
Ah, how kind of Seal to do that. Maybe I was just giving it a new hobby, but
I
this
used
kind
the
of thing
wrong
was...
voice.
Huh. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were supposed to use the.
Oh,
I
smooth
honestly
one.
think it's kind of funny to think about if he's like all high and mighty, but then his hobby gets brought in and he's like, yes, I will do this.
Yes.
Oh, roger that. I will begin analysis.
Yes, sir. Ooh, I love this idea.
Mm.
I get to do more.
Don't worry about my juice habits.
You
How kind of
need to
seal
stop
the
drinking the
wait,
blood of Christ, man. It's not good for
The
you.
blue de Christ.
I tried
I
turning
thought
it.
Is it
soul
wine?
blood.
It doesn't work without the robes.
Is it
You
actual
tried
wine?
turning it into water?
Yep.
Tried to reverse
Ugh.
osmosis that
Hang
shit?
on,
It
I'm gonna
didn't
go
work,
get
yeah.
some water real quick. See if I can turn it to wine.
Oh,
Hold
it
on.
is wine. Nice.
No, it's grape juice.
Very
it's grape
fancy.
juice.
No,
Yeah.
it's
What
grape
the
juice.
fuck? Who
adult
put wine in
grape
my fridge? Okay, no.
All right,
Very
continue.
How kind of seal to do that. Maybe I was just giving a new hobby, but this kind of thing was right up the doctor's alley. Yeah. It's wonderful to have a little hope at least. I was sure at least a few other worlders on this planet wouldn't mind a way back, and I'd love to make that happen in the future. But we pursue that later. So Masayuki's the reborn version of Ludora? Yes, he is. There's no doubt about it. His soul is all but completely intact. Velgrin lowered her voice a little. Now we have to work on his memories. So Masayuki was still Masayuki even now, huh? Eyeing him across the room. I thought he looked just as unconfident and lost as he usually did, so that was a relief. No offense to Velgrin, but to me, at least, Masayuki wasn't Ludora at all. Well, I'm not sure what to say to you. Oh, that's wonderful didn't quite fit. And neither did, that's too bad. So I talked my way around it. Velgrin lightly nodded,
That's
not
rough,
angry
buddy.
at all. What?
That's rough,
What's up?
buddy.
that would have been a good one to say. That's too bad is definitely like right up the alley. So I talked my way around it. Velgrin lightly nodded, not angry at all. She seemed a lot less affected than I thought, which surprised me. You look confused, but I've experienced a few things in my time. Dreamlike moments, brief instants that seem to last forever, deeper and more intense than even my time with Ludora. So I really appreciate this, Rimuru. It's all thanks to you. She framed the thanks with a blinding smile, one that make your heart skip a beat. That frigid dignity that could send you to the floor with one glare was completely gone. She felt so calm now, like a completely different person. Well, good then? Yes. So let me promise you one thing, Rimuru. I will never be your enemy again as long as Masayuki doesn't wish me to be. So don't betray him either, alright? I couldn't ask for a better pledge, and she didn't need to worry about Masayuki and me. I had zero interest in backstabbing him. Alright, by my name and that of my friends, I swear I will never betray Masayuki. I might tell a few white lies sometimes, and maybe we'll get in disagreements too, but as long as that's understood, Velgrin's gaze turned icy again. Icy and terrifying. Okay. I'll do my best not to lie to him, and I won't argue with him unless it's about something really important. Yeesh. Why was I the one making promises now? I kind of regretted being so honest with her.
I'm kind of jealous.
Still, she's just glaring at you. You're like, oh man, why couldn't it have been me?
Yeah.
Shut
mean,
up,
murder-
It's
Murderous
not
intent
fair!
is kind of attractive sometimes.
I mean,
Not
I was playing StarCraft last week, and the game really StarCraft 2 last week, and the game really gets me.
What with Kerrigan?
No, not Kerrigan.
I was gonna say.
I have to find the exact quotes
Oh.
because it was from a character named Swan. There it is.
Oh yeah, the
Scary
engineer guy.
female assassin type. That's gonna wind up trying to kill you someday. I don't know, Hotshot. She sure seems like your type. The game really
mean-
gets me.
What
I would agree. On that note, me too. We were talking about how comical murderous intent or actual murderous intent is kind of attractive sometimes. So
Sometimes, most of the time.
sometimes, yeah, that's fair.
There's nothing hotter than a girl who can kick my ass.
That is true.
I love a woman who will just straight up try to kill me.
Look, at least she
fair.
has some kind of interest.
Every girl
Exactly.
has a hobby.
I mean,
Got a girl boss it up.
I mean, it's
Better
great.
than some ugly
Yep.
guy, you know, like at least
Punch you
someone
in the
that's
I mean, it's
Attractive
great.
forever,
At least,
can you just
at
throw it on
least
black
you know
market?
she's interested in you.
Exactly.
Punches you in the face,
Mhm.
takes
For
your
that
kidney,
brief-
sells it on the black market. That's some
For
girl
that
boss.
brief moment, you are the only thing on her mind.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
Now the reason why you're the only thing on her mind, you know.
Well,
Look, semantics.
yeah.
You don't need to get in the weeds about that.
Look, I'm on
Yeah.
her mind. She's on my penis. That's the only thing that matters.
Thank you.
You might be stabbing you in the heart, but
Well,
some penetration's happening.
Jesus. Here you go.
No, Jesus is right
Here's your
there.
sticker. Oh yeah, that's true.
Hey,
You're above
he
me
is giving
drinking
us
his
the
blood.
I can't
Someone
believe y'all are
does
doing
someone
this.
need to
look.
turn
He's drinking
water
his
into
own
wine?
blood.
He probably can't hear us. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe he is. Maybe he can.
he's
Where's
Okay,
the
he
sitting there
blinked. I
looking
thought
at-
he was frozen for a second.
No, he's just vibing with his hat. He's good. Still, seeing Velgren express her gratitude to me certainly took the edge off my nerves. I may have had my reasons, but I did do quite a bit to her, and seeing that she wasn't holding a grudge was a tremendous relief. But just when I thought the summit would be a nice, tranquil affair, I heard someone tearing into the chamber from the waiting room. It was Vesta. Oh, what's with all the panic? I have good reason to panic, Sir Rimuru. I have just received an emergency message from my residence. King Gazo is reportedly on his way here. By his residence, he was referring to the family he'd left behind in the Dwarven Kingdom, I assumed. Vesta was a big name in Dwargen, the Duke, in fact, second in nobility only to the king, and he'd been in upper class circles since birth. I was sure that's why he was so envious of commoners like Kaijin. But regardless, getting kicked out of Dwargen didn't mean he lost contact with his relatives. One of his dark agent proteges was keeping his house in order, and they stayed in close contact with each other. Exile or not, Vesta was still a duke after all. Hearing that King Gazel didn't strip Vesta of his nobility or demote him was certainly a surprise to me, though. He only punished Vesta himself, nothing at all happened to his name and family. He also didn't have any official successor yet, so his peerage hadn't been passed on to anyone else. King Gazel had to be smart enough to know he'd reappoint him to his cabinet at some point. That's why he didn't punish him that much. He just wanted to see some regret for Vesta's actions. Plus, I doubted he wanted Vesta's family rebelling against him either. If they made a serious effort, I bet they could easily trigger a civil war in Dwargen, so the good king wanted to avoid pointless conflict. He was objectively a talented figure, and his relatives were as popular as they were influential. King Gazel had to reconsider all of that in his decision, and that's how he wound up serving me. So the Vesta house was still alive and well in Dwargen. Vesta, therefore, kept some connections with the royal palace, and that emergency message came from one of his contacts. But what drove Gazel to do that? Why? We were going to brief him on things later, weren't we? Yes, we were. But it would appear His Majesty's trust in me has been flagging as of late. Oh, come on. That's impossible, isn't it? I wouldn't be so sure. Between negotiating potion prices, picking out non-medical technicians to work here, and deploying my entire family to procure personnel for us, I've been up to quite a number of things. If he suspected Tempest was toying with him, I'd have little to respond with. Remember, I'm still resolved to the eventuality I'll spend my whole life here. Vesta really was doing whatever he wanted, huh? I saw him as more sober than that, but I guess he was an ex-minister. As a politician, he must know everything about that world, along with its seedier side. But I shouldn't be sitting here admiring him. The King Gazel was coming. Now really wasn't the time to kick off a summit with the Empire. I couldn't afford to keep him waiting any longer, but I also felt that him storming in with no advance notice was a little rude too. What does a leader do at a time like this? Isn't King Gazel the rude one here? I knew he had his grievances against Vesta, but that was no reason for me to give him special treatment. Exactly. Visiting a foreign nation in secret. He shouldn't be surprised if someone tries to attack him. I'm sure he'll contact you at the border to prevent that. Vesta assured me that His Majesty wouldn't completely avoid custom like that. And, as if to prove him right, one of our communication agents came running in. I have emergency news to bring all of you. His Majesty King Gazel of the armed nation of Dwargen has just requested permission to enter the nation. His
Did he
group
bring the
comprises...
peace cookies?
Did he get the
That's a
cupcakes of
very good
sorriness?
question. Did he bring the peace cookies? Answer his
This is
fucking
true.
Odds
question,
are
Jim.
no.
This all hinges on whether war happens or not.
Mm-hmm. Peace cookies are important.
Yeah,
If he brings raisin, though,
that's a straight declaration of that's a declaration of war and an insult.
if they're
to the
chocolate
leader.
chip, they're peace. If they're raisin, it's war.
Yeah. Let's see.
What if they're Southern butterscotch?
Yeah, that's like a-
Mm.
That's like a
That means
that's a
diplomatic
proposal right
relations
there.
are over.
that's a
maybe.
proposal.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's a
no.
business
You
proposal.
clearly have not had Southern butterscotch cookies. Oh no.
Yeah, I have not.
Mhm. That's a
I'm
I
assuming
marriage
actually
they're
don't know.
proposal.
I don't know the vibe there.
That's a marriage
That's
proposal.
there are cookies above chocolate chip. I want you to know.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
I'd imagine there are.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'd have to try some,
Oh,
especially
man.
freshly made.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
Richie,
Hmm?
Ryuma asks a good question.
Mhm.
Who supplies the milk to the peace cookie offering?
The Weed Princess.
You know, do they bring cows instead?
No,
No.
No.
no, it's fresh elf titty milk.
Mm,
Now we're talking.
Now we're cooking.
Oh, absolutely. I'll take your entire stock.
No,
Slams
She,
down
she,
your credit card.
she owns the secretary. We can't give her up.
Elf titty milk is
Oh.
like the e-girl bathwater. No, that way.
Laced with weed. It's a collaboration product. Oh no. Well,
Like, cue the whole fucking darkness rant.
oh god.
Which one?
I wish I had that memorized. It was really funny.
All
Out
of
of
them.
all of what she just said,
Yeah.
that's
No.
the thing you care about.
Guys,
Yes,
you have to understand something. You have to understand something. I sat down with the actress for Darkness, and we rewrote that entire rant.
I got to sit in on that.
So
and
she was
listen to
very,
some of it.
very
It was
comfortable.
amazing.
She was very
Good
comfortable
to
with
know.
that.
I need to hear. I'm curious now. I'm genuinely curious. I wish I would have been there for that.
There are two versions. There is the dirty version and the clean version. And I want you to understand something. The clean version is still horny AF.
I
Okay.
made
The clean version,
argument
the
that
clean
it's
version
more-
just have
more
we
dirty
just
than the clean
replaced it.
version.
We've just replaced it with food words. It's still that horny. There is nothing
I would
we can
argue
do.
that it sounds
BDS and
dirtier than the
degenerate
actual dirty one.
Freaking fetism.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? YouTube is going to get the bleeped version in the actual episode because that's the joke.
Right.
That was the joke we were
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
And they will also get the alternate take, which is the clean
Like
version.
at the end of the episode or whatever.
The alternate take of the clean version.
Mm-hmm.
Patreon gets the full dirty version without the censors.
Hey,
think
did you
that's-
know we have a
makes sense.
Patreon?
Yeah.
It helps support
Good segue.
everybody, including these
Yeah.
streams.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
Okay. I have emergency news to bring to you. His Majesty King Gazo, the armed nation of Dwargen, has just requested permission to enter the nation. His group comprises 5 people in all. What should we do? They had no reason to refuse entry, but they couldn't just say yes on a whim. That's why this bureau chief level agent came in to ask for my take. The right move to make in an emergency like this, I thought. I'd probably be just as flustered. Maybe he should have gone through one of my cabinet level officials first, but no need to mention that here. Chuna was also kind enough to bring the agent some water, which he gladly accepted. I'll talk to him, I said as I set up our messaging Magitool. In the end, we had King Gazel make an unannounced special guest appearance at this summit, and now here I was, greeting him. Diablo and Shion were on hand to guard me, as usual. I appreciate this, Sir Rimuru. Oh yeah, like you weren't expecting this from the start. Even on one of their flying war horses, it took a full day to travel from Dwargen to Rimuru, our capital. However, both of our capitals were equipped with portals that allowed for instant magical transport. The fact that he was showing up at our border despite that likely showed that he wanted to talk to me first. You noticed? There was nothing funny about this, but I wasn't sweating it. I'm just glad that Velgren agreed to have you participate in the summit. Yes. About that. You're not planning to join hands with the Empire, are you? That was Gazel's concern? I thought so. It'll depend on how our talks turn out, but that's my intention, yeah. Huh. Well, can you hold on that for a moment until I can hear your reasoning? I had no reason to say no, so we went into a small cafe located close to the border. The staff set up seating for us in a tremendous rush, and the adventurers who were seated there before us prudently finished their drinks and left for the time being. I felt bad for that, so I declared to the place that I'd cover everyone's tabs, which made me a pretty popular slime for today. We had about,
A
that's
pretty
nice of you to do
popular
that.
slime, man.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Arguably the most.
Out of
Oh,
all the
Lord
things,
Rimuru.
out of all the things he's done, nothing promotes Tempest like just covering the tab.
It was nice of Joe Biden to pay for my Golden Corral tab. This is the equivalent. Like, you're eating at Golden Corral or some buffet. Joe Biden bursts in with, like, I don't know,
No,
Obama.
no, I'm sorry. No,
And,
that's
like,
that's not
Who would be
possible.
really
To be
important?
That's not
fair,
possible. If he
he'd
wants to,
walk in and probably forget why he was there in the first.
He'd pay for your meal and
I'm
be
trying
like,
to think about who would
"Am
be
I
really
here?"
important.
I tell you what.
Wait,
Either
Bye-bye.
any of the candidates that want my vote, Here's what you can do. You can just pay everybody's housing.
Yeah. That
Or
would be
medical
much
bills.
better than paying for
No,
Golden Corral.
no, their housing. Here's why.
Yeah.
Have you guys
Okay,
heard?
actually, you know what,
Have
you're
any
fair.
of you started hearing about the zombie mortgage stuff that's coming up?
No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The government should.
Zombie mortgage?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Watch Philip DeFranco. Watch Philip
Okay.
DeFranco today. You'll find out more about it.
All right.
Um,
Kind of horrifying.
You know, there's
I'm
one
here
other
in
thing,
Tempest to once again offer to pay for their drinks.
There's one other thing
Yeah.
any politician could do, Richie, to get my vote.
Mm-hmm.
Fix the fucking VA.
Or just not commit genocide. I know that's a very small bar, but like it's such a low bar that it's literally under the ground. But just not
And we still
assist in
trip on
committing
it.
genocide.
Seriously, stop giving
Yeah.
Israel shit. They don't need it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their president just died too.
No, that's Iran.
That's
Oh,
Iran.
I
yeah.
read. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's okay.
If the
I
president
walked.
died, I think
My
a lot
mistake,
of people would be
my mistake.
happy.
going back to Golden Corral reading, we had
Yeah,
had
we
about
can have
half
that
an hour.
conversation.
See, we're dealing
Yeah.
with our own
Well, we
Rimuru
have to-
level political shit now.
Yeah, there's some other shit
Right.
going on here. We had about half an hour before the summit's scheduled beginning. We could travel there in an instant, but still, we had just enough time to talk about all this.
This
I
is how
spoke
dumb
first.
this gets. They say I ran.
God.
I say I walk.
Fucking Christ.
Ah.
I told you it was dumb. I told you it was
Yet
dumb.
I walked.
Into that
so
one.
Far away.
I walked into that one, man.
And
Alright.
I would walk 500 miles.
Yeah, and I would walk
Wow.
500.
500. Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god.
Oh, that's great.
It's so
So-
stupid. I love it.
Yeah. Happens quite a bit, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yep.
I
So
seem to
I
get
like-
everybody's wavelength better when I drink.
You like
Yeah,
here's the
that's
thing.
fair.
Here's
Maybe
the
I
thing.
should too.
Here's the thing, guys.
Huh?
At least this everybody can know why it is that we put so much musical shit in slime. This is the reason why.
It just happens, and it's like, put
This is a
that on a
natural
video.
effect.
Put that in a video.
Put that on a shirt.
Yep.
Put that on a video, and then make it a shirt.
For the most part.
Yep.
That works.
I probably need to get Tony to start sending shirts out to people for when we do streams and we're on camera, so that we can have those shirts and promote. Because I'm like, dude, put it in the light novels streams. Like, we're wearing shirts. Like, if all of us have different shirts plugging different stuff.
If I don't have a
That'd be cool.
Palpy from the Valley shirt this time
No.
next
You
year,
can
You
commission
get a
it.
Torador
I'm gonna
shirt.
lose it.
Richie
I'm
has
good.
probably already has slime shirts.
I
I'll
don't.
get a solo leveling shirt. Fenris gets a Gundam
No.
shirt.
But
And
we're not
stream,
doing
so-
Gundam Abridged.
I can just get a
Yet.
Soe
Not
shirt.
yet.
I know
Oh.
what I need. I know
All
what I
right,
need.
well, you put it together then, sir.
I want
You're
two
writing
things.
shit.
Huh?
I need two things actually. Forget the Palpy of the Valley shirt. I need the cloak,
Dark
and I need a
cloak.
Data Bridge shirt.
Let me get all the freaking projects that I'm working on right now done first, and then I can take a breath for a moment, and maybe, just maybe, I'll consider
Start up a
doing
shirt
Gundam
making
Abridged.
company.
Yeah. Be interesting.
I will. You know what? Just
Actually-
for spite, I would start with Wing, just because I can.
Yeah.
Just saying,
I was
Ricky,
thinking like there could be some funny stuff happening with what was the one y'all had me?
Dude,
I think it was
literally,
Iron Blood Orphans.
here's the sad part. Here's the sad part. I was
Iron
like
Blood
when we
Orphans.
started doing the Gundam Wing one, the Gundam Wing Abridged. I literally, instead of like their call signs, just referred to them by whatever My Little Pony I thought they would be. So 100%, and
Yes.
just for funsies, Wu Fei was Rainbow Dash.
I
can see
need to
that.
be Pinkie
Yeah.
Pie. I
Oh,
must
probably,
say this.
uh,
Oh
I
no,
need
no,
to
no,
be
no,
Pinkie
no!
Pie.
Pinkie Pie was 100% Death Scythe's pilot.
Duo.
Duo Maxwell.
see
I
that.
need to be that.
And of course, Twilight Sparkle is Hiro Yui.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought, looking back on it, I think
been
it's
so long
really
since I've seen
dumb,
it.
but it's making you guys laugh. And I'm like, maybe it's not as dumb as I thought it was.
Would be
It's
funny.
not.
Well, I mean,
Especially
it's
because
dumb, but it's
I
funny.
am a huge My Little Pony fan.
I
will
loved-
help you write this.
I literally turned right around. I had at one point in time, It was like, oh, way to be a brown noser, Twilight Sparkle. Oh, shut up, Pinkie Pie. It's like, and they're saying this over Gundam comms, right?
Yeah.
Way to brown nose, Twilight. Oh, shut up, Pinky.
Yeah, so shut up, Pinkie Pie. Oh my God, would you guys shut up? Oh, Rainbow Dash is here. like
Now
they're
listen
still
here, you.
they're still
Now
their
listen here, kids, we
personalities,
gotta
but these
focus
are
on
their
this here
call
mission.
signs. These are their call signs.
I
So
said,
that makes
boy,
it
we
even
gotta
funnier.
focus
Whoever's in
on
charge
this here
needs to be
mission.
Apple Dash. Just because it'd be
Apple
hilarious
Dash?
to have Captain or Commander. Yeah,
Apple Dash.
Applejack, my bad.
Applejack.
Oh.
Apple
The
Dash
juice
is
is hitting a little
probably
hard.
You fused two of them together there. Something happened.
We know moon shipping. Let's.
Man, I
Hey,
sure love.
You're not
We don't let Moon cook. We let him ship.
No.
Maybe he
Applejack.
cooks
I
on
already
the
know who
ship,
Applejack
I don't know,
is.
but
I already know who Applejack is. It's Trey's.
Yeah.
Mm.
Trace?
Trey's Kushranada. Trey's call sign is Applejack.
Listen,
Just wait. Just wait till we get. Just
And
wait
of
till we
course,
get to
Discord
Zex.
has to be Zex.
Discord? I'm howling at the moon.
No,
Screaming in
something
the middle
of
else.
the
Sunday
middle.
afternoon.
I'm just saying,
summer
Discord has to
afternoon.
be Zex, and we have to replace fucking Epion with the Discord logo.
who is,
No,
who
not
would
a Discord
Zoom
logo. It's
Skype
just all
they
the
be
sounds.
then?
All the sounds would be
All
Discord
Yes.
at
sounds.
once, just
No, you're going too far in this Discord Skype nonsense. No, and we're
Yeah.
certainly not bringing
Certainly.
that bitch Zoom into this.
Okay, I was about to say, what about Zoom in
Yeah,
this?
get out of here.
Wait. Why are you talking about Relina like that?
That is not. She doesn't even have a call sign.
We make her not Sunset Shimmer. What was her fucking name? Oh God.
Red and
up the
yellow
What was
one?
her name?
The
Look,
Queen.
the red and
I don't
yellow
know the
one?
names of them.
No. Although one of the princesses would be funny.
No, but
Oh,
she'd be the
uh,
Queen.
Celestia?
Luna, or,
I don't remember.
Oh, so
Yeah,
No,
okay,
Celeste.
okay.
The princesses would have had to have been
remember.
like any of the higher ups. What was her
Oh.
name? She came in later. She was another unicorn. Give me a second. I can see her hair. It looks like Colgate.
I just remember.
Looks like
I just
Colgate.
remember. I just remember
Oh,
her.
her.
Yeah.
I just remember. I just
Fuck.
remember him. I just remember what I had for the whole ripping of the invitation. She's like, "You're coming to my party, and there's nothing you can do about it." She's like, "Bitch, I'll kill you."
Okay,
You'll
that
do
sounds
so
a bit
at the
more
party.
like Tiara. Shit. What's her
Bitch,
name?
I'll kill you. Don't worry about it. Don't. I can already see.
know what, Luna?
Starlight
he's
Glimmer.
already
That
going
was
to-
her name.
I can already see the steam coming out of your ears. Calm down.
Shreep.
Moon,
This is my shit, okay?
you and I need
Yeah.
to get
We have
together at
encroached
some
upon
point
a
and start writing
hyperfixation.
this shit.
All right,
good.
guys, let's continue.
Yeah.
Okay. I spoke first. So I recognize we forced you to handle nearly all the post-war cleanup for us. That's fine. Our soldiers are still working around the clock on those matters. It's hard work, but compared to dying in battle, it's nothing to complain about. None of them bears a grudge against you about it. In fact, they're quite thankful. That was good. Nobody likes the guy who doesn't bother tossing his plates and empties at a barbecue, so I was a little worried. But yeah, it had been a tough battle. I was sure the joy of surviving it took all those little quibbles out of everyone's minds. Alright, so what would you like to hear about? There were some things I didn't intend to settle on until after the summit, so I couldn't provide all the answers right now. But still. Well, I want to hear it directly from your mouth. You don't have any ambition to team up with the Empire and attack our kingdom, do you? What is this guy talking about? That sounds like work. Why would I ever volunteer to do something like that? I had no fair. I had no reason to, and nothing to gain from it. I mean, that's valid.
I love that. That sounds like work. Why the fuck would
Like
I do
work.
that? I'm like, yep.
Oh, you're gonna make me
Yeah.
work.
100%.
Yeah.
This is so stupid.
Yeah. Plus,
I just
it
did-
destroyed all the trust. Sorry, what?
I just
Uh,
did this other thing, and you're making me work more.
I'm literally thinking. I'm
kinda.
literally
He just
thinking
got
how
out
I
of a-
could just do the Alucard, the Alucard speech, from
Oh,
episode 8, where Rimu just shows up. I get trapped for 1 second.
Well, I leave for a
For a
day. And,
Yeah.
The Catholics are crusading. Well, the Nazis
while the
are
Nazis
invading.
are invading.
Yeah.
Per
But basically,
se. It's only been 2 days and it feels like years.
Yeah, exactly. I
And
kind of want to do
you-
that. I want to say,
want to say
Veldora. It's
Unrestricted
only
there.
been an hour, but it feels like years. And you, I want to say,
Logan?
Veronica, like
Veronica.
the Valgrind.
What's this guy's
Yeah.
name?
Diablo, what's this guy's name? Oh, somebody watch out for.
We're gonna watch out for.
I absolutely want to do that. I'm gonna ask Taka if I can pull that off because I'm like, if the anime ever gets there, I want to do that.
That would be funny.
That would be very funny.
I want a character
Yeah.
who I would be.
I feel like it'll get
better
there
watch out for.
eventually,
Be like,
No, I go.
expressing-
Okay. I gotta put on my big boy voice. Hold on. And we just hear like
I
tap
got.
tap
Hang
tap
on.
on the
Don't
mic.
mind me, guys.
And
I gotta go for a
literally,
walk.
the whole speech is performed by Taka. Okay, war voiceover. Back to regular voice.
That would be great.
Oh, I
Ne-
would
next-
love it,
Ri-
but I don't know if
Rich-
he'd be down.
Richie, next time you need me to do a voiceover thing, I get the booth up. I was like, hang on, I'm gonna go for a walk. Then we'll voice.
Yeah.
It's funny because I actually do that.
Is
so.
it going to be enthusiastic? Because I will accept no other walks besides enthusiastic walks.
I mean, a deer or two could die.
It was a very
Minimum.
enthusiastic one.
very enthusiastic.
Very.
Very
Very.
enthusiastic.
All right,
Mm.
let's continue.
Because I'm a fuck mothering vampire.
Jesus Christ.
I've killed a
I
lot
love
of people to get this title.
title.
I deserve to be called
such.
as such.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See what you've started. We were trying to get back to reading,
This
and Moon
is
just
your time
derailed it
to
further.
pay.
You see, my
I love
boss is
wine.
kind of a
I
hard
grape
ass
juice.
and
I love
locked me
grape
up with
juice.
Netflix and a 65-inch plasma TV.
That was a
That
70
was a
inch
75-inch.
plasma.
Plasma
Plasma
screen
white
TV with Netflix.
So, how can I
how
help
can
you
I
today?
help?
Got Netflix.
I'm Luke Valentine, and I'm Carmen San Diego. Guess where I am?
I'm trying
Now,
to have
baby,
a
a
serious
sports movie
conversation.
grab daddy
Oh,
another
and
bite.
I'm
sorry.
trying to.
I'm too.
And
And I'm
fail.
failing. And I'm
And I'm
sorry,
sorry.
for that. But you see, this arrogant blonde little bitch waltzed in here, destroyed my plasma screen TV, and is trying to impress me like I'm his alcoholic father. Be a sport and give daddy another beer, would you? God damn it. I fucking love...
Oh, yes, baby. Work the shaft.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I like to dirty talk when someone's sucking
Sucking
my dick.
My dick.
Okay, stop. We have to stop and get back to slime.
Reciting Helsing. Yeah, we could be
mean,
here
this is-
all day reciting Helsing abridged lines.
Stop! All right.
I am both sad and disappointed at this derailment that I may or may not have caused.
Okay, I got one more.
No!
Bitches love
No,
cannons.
no, no!
Okay, now we can
no,
go back
no,
to reading.
no,
I'm done.
no,
I'm done. I'm done.
fucking- Haven't you heard the sensation sweeping the nation?
Bitches love cannons.
See? By doing more,
Bitches
it just
love
incites.
cannons.
It just incites more.
I'm done. We can move on. I got on my
Sounds like
system.
work.
London Bridge is falling down! Falling down! Falling down!
Down?
London Bridge is falling down! My fair
now
lady!
you're bringing
What do
me
we
back
do?
into this.
No! I never left because you took me right back into it, you ass. By the way, that's
When you
Portal.
get to hell, send them my regards. And apologize on my behalf for the inconvenience. And I leave
Very
Discord.
lost.
And I wish I should do something like
That's
leave Discord or whatever
that's Portal, by the way. That's from Portal.
Reference?
That's what it is. It's Portal. God damn it. Anyway,
Should I continue?
no, you probably
Yeah.
shouldn't because we've taken up so much time. It's now Fenris's turn.
I was
You can
confused.
take my
Oh
turn.
yeah,
go for it.
you're at your time.
I'm
You took up
the
rest
one
of
who
your time.
caused it. He can take my
Okay.
turn.
Okay,
He
I
takes
just
an
didn't-
extra 30 minutes?
I mean, did you want me to do that? I could do that. But
Okay,
I got water.
Maybe take up 5. Maybe 5.
I'll
No,
go
no,
give
no.
him
Get to
15.
the
Yeah.
next break and then go
Yeah.
and then do
To
it.
be
That's
fair,
what I
I
think.
did take up about
It's
15
fine.
minutes of derailment. You can
It's
take 15
fine.
minutes of my turn.
It kind of works, so it's fine.
And which leads me to the Dairy Queen.
I'm just trying to figure out where the fuck I am.
I don't know where we're at.
Actual
here,
work.
Where the
and I
fuck
lost
I
track.
am?
This car
What is this guy talking about? That sounds like work.
Crash into a day.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. Why would I ever volunteer to do something like that? I had no reason to and nothing to gain from it. Plus, it'd destroy all the trust I'd built with the Western nations. That choice was never available to me from the start. Not at all. I'd lose all the trust that I've spent so much effort building, wouldn't I? It cost me one of my most valuable or reliable backers, and it put so much needless trouble on my plate. Honestly, I'm wondering why you think I'm such an idiot that you felt the need to ask that question. Gazzo looked legitimately relieved at my snarky reply. Man, he was seriously worried about that sort of thing? Your Majesty, my sincerest of apologies. The scenario was my suggestion, and it was entirely my fault that I have raised your ire. Please find it in your heart to forgive me. Dolph, recognizing my indignance, stepped up to apologize. I had him explain his reasoning to me, and basically, it went like this. If Tempest and the Empire were to join hands, Dwargen would find itself sandwiched in between two large rivals, excuse me. Any military operation would become a suicide mission, so the dwarves were bound to lose a great deal of diplomatic power. If their rivals decided they didn't need to listen to a rival they weren't afraid of, they'd be all but forced to accept whatever conditions they were given. That's why they wanted to tackle that issue in advance. Huh? But either way, it's not like this is something Dwargen can stop, is it? I have no interest in going to war, but I do think it's possible we could join hands with the Empire. Exactly. It all comes down to what you think in your own mind. Dwargen is a large nation, but we don't have the war power that could defeat a true dragon like Valgrind or Veldora. Perhaps there was no point in Dolph voicing his concern, but as king, I am in no position to accept a scenario like that. Gazzo looked serious as he spoke. It was a king's job to take responsibility for his people, duly considering any possibility that may arise. Perhaps this was a pointless thing to be concerned about, but they had no 100% guarantee we wouldn't declare war on them. And the same was true of the Empire, even if we didn't act. What if we formed an alliance with the Empire and they attacked Dwargen? Which nation would Tempest side with? These questions were kind of tough for me to answer too. Do you understand now, Rimuru? You tried to negotiate once with the Empire to keep them from waging war. That is perfectly fine, but it didn't consider the needs of Dwargen, our nation, at all. That is not a bad thing, mind you. Your only responsibility is for your own people, but I have to say that I have difficulty accepting it. Ah, that made sense. It was true that Tempest could form alliances with both Dwargen and the Eastern Empire, but there was nothing at all between Dwargen and the Empire. If they warred with each other, we'd be kept from moving much at all, but hang on. Right. But we have an agreement that if one of us is in danger, the other one will offer military support. But there is no time limit in place for that, is there? Huh? There is no such thing as an agreement that stays effective for all time. Everything must be done in increments, providing safety for only a limited time. In fact, an agreement with a built-in time limit could be seen as safer, actually. I wasn't sure what this meant, but Seal clued me in. Let's say you had an agreement you wanted to do away with, which would be harder to cancel, the one with a time limit or the one without. Without a time limit, you could send out feelers towards ending the deal at any time, but with the time limit, both sides could call the deal safe until it expired. Breaking a deal and attacking the other side hurts your trust a lot more than waiting until the deal ends and declaring war then. That, of course, applies only to your reputation with other nations. Someone like the Empire, with its territorial aspirations, likely didn't care about that at all. Of course, for us, breaking a time-limited agreement was out of the question. The moment we renewed the deal, that gave us the duty of staying compliant with it. If we tried something funny, the Western nations would abandon us, and that went completely against our strategy, so it was better to set some more formal rules in place. Right. So you see a scenario where we'd build an alliance with the Empire and break our agreement with you? And that's worries brought you over here? I'm glad you understand our concern, Dolph replied. Yeah, I can see that being a worry. Okay. In that case, if we do wind up signing an alliance, I'll be sure to carefully go over all the terms related to that kind of thing. Everyone looks reassured by this. See? Or, everyone looked reassured by this. See? I told you that was too much worrying. King Gaza was lording it over his men now. Didn't he have responsibility for his people and all that? He sure didn't show it to his own officials. Sir Rimuru, our time is almost up. Shion looked at her wristwatch. That was another thing I'd built with Kaijin and his team for fun. A secretary could probably use a watch, I thought, and she loved it when I gave it to her. All right, ready to go? I will open a transport gate then. So our impromptu talk came to a close. We left the cafe, and in another moment, we were back in the meeting hall. All right, there's a break here. Did you want me to pass the ball?
Nope.
Okay, keep going. It was 10 in the morning, and everyone was assembled in the hall, sitting around a circular table with a notch cut out of it. Kind of like the see in a vision test back in Japan. I think this is Seal.
I mean, maybe?
Maybe.
What? Maybe.
The formal name for it is the Landolt C, invented by the Swiss-born ophthalmologist Edmund Landolt in 1888.
Nerd! Wow.
My hair blew back a little bit. Just-
Can't wait for the next like information related character that's like actually I'm totally casting Moon.
oh,
Cool.
Oh,
Actually,
even better. No, oh no.
Excuse me. I
Hold on,
believe
hold
you
on. I don't
are.
actually have to think about it. I don't even have to think about it.
Oh.
And since we're in season 2, he knows exactly who I'm referring to. The one who was all in love with Eris and then got his heart fucking crushed. And then ends up with the Lenalise.
Okay.
Yep. You're that guy.
Hey.
Ooh.
Because he's a
You
little
have
nerd.
a job.
He's a little nerd.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Little
Yeah,
nerd.
which means sadly you don't show up until much later, and
I mean, fair. Look,
and
I should drink juice more often. It gets me jobs.
Dweez.
it does not. The juice had nothing to do with it. You're
I probably wouldn't have done that if
oh no, you're just oh no. This is typical shit. Without you drinking, you still do that shit.
I could probably bust out the fuck. I don't know. We could test that.
Test how good it makes you or how loose it makes you.
Test how likely it is to get me jobs.
All right, good
with more
stream,
voice
everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Good night, everybody.
Yay! More slime next week,
Da,
guys.
da, 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 da.
Odds are the
this
way
has
that.
just been one giant
Next week's the end of
derailment.
the month.
To be
Kinda,
fair,
but it's all right.
no, you're doing slime next week too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we.
And
we
there's
gotta
not going to
finish
be
the
a
book,
game
right?
because I got to finish
Oh,
this
that's
so we
right,
can
that's
start
right.
up.
Yeah.
Unless we finish this today, which it does not look like we're doing
Oh,
now.
God, no.
Probably.
I don't even think last week when you said that, like, yeah, no, we will get like 15% through this book maybe at each time.
To be fair,
so.
all of you were like, "Yeah, we could do it," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure."
I never said that.
I wasn't here. I saw that. I'm
We
like,
had
no.
less than
I don't
80 pages.
remember.
We had less than 80 pages. But
I was
that
confident.
Every time, at
but-
least
I
for
think
this
we got
chapter,
through
it's been like
3.
15%.
You know what? If we
Yeah.
just let Shim read this whole fucking thing, we'd probably get done today.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
Shem, does Shem want to
Probably.
do that? Does Shem's vocal cords really want to put up with that?
I do have water. I can try.
Anyhow,
I've done it before.
Shim, if you are up for it, like shit.
shmish, shmish, shmish.
I can try.
Anyhow, all right. So
Anyway.
here's how we do this. All right. So at this point,
Mhm.
Fenris, you're voicing Diablo.
Mhm.
Okay.
Man.
Moon.
So-
Moon. You are going to be Betty Maru for all the lines that he gets. Shim, you're still Shim, but you also get Dworgen.
Cool.
Nice.
And then, what about this one?
Hi.
Well,
Hi.
Actually, I don't
Copy.
even know if it's pointing at him.
Happy.
You know what's even-
Do I
you know
get?
what's
Should I
even-
just be Adelman?
no, well, I mean, here's the funny part. Sonic, just for lols, you get to be Rimuru.
Yeah.
Ooh, fun.
All right.
During his speaking parts, right?
Yeah, during their speaking
Okay.
parts. So we're
All right, I'm
already
down.
we're quote unquote beta testing for Mushoku Tensei right now.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Beta testing.
Beta,
I knew
yeah.
he was a
Don't you fucking dare! We just got out of Helsing. We are not going
You know what?
to
This
Sword
actually-
Art.
Oh, God.
Stop.
This actually works really well
Oh, dear.
because me and Richie
Oh, dear.
shit talking each other as Rimuru and Seal is gonna be so much fun.
It will be.
You know,
Yeah.
I'd really appreciate it if you just shut the fuck up.
You know I love you, Seal, and all you do, and I know you love me too.
Yeah.
Why does that eerily sound like a higher pitched Donald Trump? You know, I love you, Zio, and everything you
I
do.
was not trying for that. I
I
swear.
don't like that.
I was going more Goku, honestly.
And to be fair,
Oh God,
and to
I
be
didn't get a
fair,
go on that.
this is a witch
Son
hunt.
Trump.
It's totally
No,
it's,
I don't like that.
It's a witch hunt. It's
Son
totally a
Donald.
ploy, and
Fake news.
it's fake news,
Fake
and
news,
it's all
fake news.
perpetrated by the Democrats.
Oh, my God.
Listen, Seal
It was all
has told me
perpetrated by
and
the
he is the highest
Namekians,
power we
okay?
have.
The
Oh my God.
Namekian.
I don't
We're
I
not
don't
going
want
to-
him to have something like Seal.
Oh,
Okay, Shem, take it away.
we should not
Yes.
make this character. We
All
need to
right.
move on before I do
Oh, we
more.
need to stop.
Before I do
That
more.
was pretty. That was pretty smart of Seal, but I didn't need any trivia at that moment. Stick to the main facts. This notch was was in place so people could walk through it and stand in the middle of the circular table
I'm
if they so
regretting my
chose.
decision already. I kind of would rather him be Shion at this point.
I mean, it'd be interesting.
That'd be
You
funny.
can still do it. We haven't done any of this.
I
Yeah.
could do both. I could do both.
No, you only get one
Yeah.
or the other. All right, everybody, we put
Okay,
it to a
Richie,
vote.
Richie,
Okay.
before you put it to a vote, would you rather have him bicker with you or bicker with me?
Oh, absolutely bicker with you.
Mm.
Done.
There you go.
You
All right,
are Shion now.
Oh,
There you go.
Rimaru.
All those who wish for him
I
to
am a
be.
female. This is my female voice. That's what you're gonna get now.
That's not even remotely
well.
how Shion talks, but okay.
That's the point.
Me.
Okay.
That's the
Look, if you're
joking
going to do
voice.
Shion, you need to be just a little more aggressive because
Right,
she's
yeah.
very sure of herself.
Yep. And she's sassy.
Always
so
do it. Always the chin up.
Very sassy. Yep.
I
She
have
can be
no
very
idea what you're
sassy.
talking about. I only do everything for Sir Rimaru.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Especially bringing him the tea.
Okay.
Yep. Anyway.
Now, Moon, you're also going to be voicing Masayuki.
Hell yeah! Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
To make it even funnier,
Uh,
all right, so that they can
that'd be an
continue
interesting
bickering,
All right,
so
so
that they
I'm-
can continue
so you
bickering.
get this-
All right, and so they can continue bickering, and this would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Fenris, you're Veldora.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic, you're Velgrind.
That'd be funny. That's good.
Breathe it. Ooh.
Yeah. You're two sexy bitches
cool.
right now.
You sexy
Let's
bitch.
go.
I'm sexy
Sonic,
yet, no,
Sonic,
no,
you are Rimaru.
Mm.
Well, okay, so technically 3 then, because
So-
Rimaru can't.
I'm
be a
sorry, I'm
looker.
sorry.
Yeah, it's three.
Sorry,
People think
Shim
that.
is Rimaru. Shim is Rimaru.
Oh,
sorry.
I am.
That's what I meant to
Okay.
say.
Interesting.
Shim is
Boo.
Rimaru.
No,
Rick.
this is fine.
Shim is
You're okay with
rigged.
it.
I was
Rigged.
cast
Fuck
first, I
you!
got- I
He's
call
already
ass.
Rimaru's thoughts and narration. It makes sense that he's going to be Rimaru's voice.
I wanted to
That
bigger
makes
with,
sense.
with Fen and
Okay.
Richie.
Look, you are Rimaru and Masayuki's thoughts, okay? Calm down.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Wait,
no
am I his
GH.
thoughts or is Shem the thoughts?
No,
Well,
no,
he's
no,
the-
no. You're the thoughts,
thoughts.
literally. THAT.
I'm the thought.
THOT.
Okay,
Tell
okay, okay,
Delphine
okay.
Oh, I
this
get it.
world.
I get
That
it.
hoe
I
over
get
there,
it.
thoughts.
There we go.
I get it. All right.
You are their thoughts.
Uh,
Yeah. All right. So,
thoughts.
yum, 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 yum.
Yeah.
You know what?
Good.
Eh.
That's a good peanut butter sound.
All right,
Oh no, it
everyone,
gets
get your
even,
faces
it
on,
gets
let's
even
go.
better. It gets even better. So it's just so stupid. I've
Are
been
you
doing
vibing?
that since I was like 13.
You're vibing, chewing, vibing defiantly. It's good.
This is how you. This
can't
is
do
how
the
you get the
eyebrows at the same
snake.
time.
This is how you do the snake.
Yeah.
Since 1994, people.
Mm,
Yeah.
very good.
Don't give away my age.
Give it away all the time on Anime Church.
Don't you? You're not allowed to. Only I can do that.
Mm.
It's a pretty common fact at this point.
And I will
don't
be
know.
the Pope of Anime Church.
The Pope.
I'm a Pepe. I'm a Pope. I'm a Pepe. I'm a Pope.
Oh,
He has-
God, we don't
the
need
Pope
Seal to
has
have
shoes.
more of an
The
ego.
Pope has like little bed shoes that say the Pope on them. But what if he crosses his
He's
legs?
gonna what if he has one extra? Oh, it's like, oh,
I'm
yes,
a
the
Peppo.
bang.
That reminds me.
Peppo.
I
I'm
need to
Peppo.
order
I'm
this
a Pope.
cosplay
I'm a
for
Peppo. I'm a
Nikon.
Pope. You need to order a cosplay.
His shoes have like tiny Pope
I
hats
told
on
you
them.
what the cosplay was going to be.
Okay, look, I have enough boxes here. You can build a Gundam cosplay. Come on, man.
No, it's not Gundam. I was going to be the merchant from Resident Evil 4.
You gotta get some pay.
full
Oh.
of snacks.
That'd be
Oh!
awesome. Coming out to people.
That would be so good.
I'm
That's
the
rad.
patron saint of snackos.
What are you buying?
Well,
That, you know what? That, all
What
right,
are
all
you
right, all right. But that you can only do that for Sunday because we have Anime Church on Sunday.
That was the entire
Yes.
plan.
You have to show
Can
up
you
as
also-
Jesus. We'll get you a
Can you
wig.
also stock you guys
I
have to
don't
walk
need
together.
a wig. I'm already actually growing out my hair in preparation for it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
last
So you're
haircut
showing up
I
as
had
Jesus
was
for
just to
Anime
get rid of
Church.
split ends.
Yeah.
That
You're showing
So
up to
I'm
Anime
I'm
Church
prepping
as
for it.
Jesus. Meanwhile, I have to be the motherfucking scientist that's like, what is wrong with you people?
You're the Scientologist.
And I'm
You're like-
sitting here.
Very
No,
cool.
here's
No,
the thing. I'm dressing up
no,
as Jesus,
no.
and I'm like,
Scientist,
"Pray
not
cautious."
Scientologist. There's a difference.
That's
One is,
fair.
one is
He
grounded
has to
in
wear the
facts,
coat,
the other
though.
is grounded in chipping people.
Mm.
Oh
right.
yeah.
All right, so
Okay,
let us continue.
Okay.
let us leave.
This, yeah, this. This notch was in place so people could
Let
walk
us
through.
stop this menu. Let us
No.
stop this nonsense, okay?
Yeah,
I need to
Okay.
order that cosplay real quick.
Don't broccoli it up.
Cool. Broccoli.
All right,
This-
guys, you heard him. Cheese it.
Cheese.
I got that.
That was phenomenal.
I got goldfish.
Oh my god,
That
he had
count?
the
They're
perfect
cheesy.
thing for it.
Does that count?
Not on these snacks. Because I can't eat in my room.
Oh, the grape juice was a bad choice.
Oh yeah, no. Ask me if I'm
Milk was
okay.
a bad choice.
Are you okay?
Oreo.
Are we?
Oreo.
You guys say Oreos?
Guys. All right.
Oh, boy.
Look.
Huh.
I know it's a little difficult. I know it's a little difficult since you've had that juice. Could you stop acting like such a Twinkie?
Good
Listen,
lord.
if I lost some weight, I'd be a real Twinkie. The
Look.
problem is I don't think I'd be cream filled.
Oh my God! Please stop! Please stop! Okay. You know why?
We're
'Cause
not
you're
even gonna
you.
get to 85% of this book.
Guys,
We're not
you
even
need-
getting there.
Guys, stop, because I swear to God, you're not you when you're hungry.
He's snickering.
Oh god.
See, look at that snicker he just had.
Yeah, very good. What a Twix. Good. I didn't see that coming.
Just
We
remember,
haven't seen
just
someone
remember,
laugh like that since lady.
guys, just remember, if you touch her mounds, you'll get some almond joy.
Oh,
And after a while, you might Nutella.
Jesus.
That's not a snack, but okay.
I mean,
Hey, it still works.
Kinda.
All right. Anyhow,
It's a
Oh,
spread.
dear.
Shut up, let's read.
dude.
I'm
All right.
sorry,
I tell
we're
you what.
sorry,
I tell
Sean.
you what, guys. I'll do you this favor. I'll do you this favor.
It's okay.
Guys, I'll do you this favor.
Huh.
If we manage to get through this book tonight, next week I will start off. We will start off by the five of us having a dramatic reading of the full Konosuba script.
Oh, God. Interesting.
Yes! I want to be darkness.
Interessante.
You fucking would.
Yes,
Could
I
I be?
would.
Could I be the? Could I
Yes,
be?
you
Could I
would.
be narrator, man? Could I be the DM?
Can it be
The DM.
Megumin?
It is kinda
Let me
like
see
a
if I
weird
get this
thing.
right. Let me see if I get this right, Sonic. You want to follow the person that's actually voicing Krusty.
Yeah.
You got some balls on you, kid. I'll allow it.
Big ones.
Am I still the farmer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
be the
here's the
farmer.
thing. Here's the thing. You're all voicing the characters that you quote unquote voice in the thing. Moon didn't
Yeah.
didn't turn in an audition, and I'm like, you know what? He's already the main character in
Okay.
Solo Leveling.
In that regard, though, I have one line. Otherwise, I have to worry about.
Hmm. I did too. But that's okay. It was
That's
good.
okay.
Didn't you say
No,
I was going to
I
do like
want-
some background voice too?
Yeah, you are gonna be background voices. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know that you guys. I know that we've got Gary and Stan both here. That's great. Yeah, both of them are here.
Yes.
But
Yes.
guys, you remember Guy in Crowd 1 and 2?
Guy in crowd 1 and 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Both the same people.
The two people that are talking about like pegging and stuff during a specific scene.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Moon has to voice both of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's,
that's
actually
fun.
perfect. I could do that too.
That's fun. I like when voice
I ain't gonna
actors
lie.
have to
I got
combo
the
with
fucking
themselves.
range.
You're literally gonna have to have a dialogue with yourself. It's gonna be great.
I'm okay
All right,
with this.
so here's the thing: we gotta finish the rest of this book, otherwise,
Okay.
which means
Let's do it.
everybody shut the fuck up and stop distracting.
You got,
I'll get
you
a
got the
soda.
Sam.
Get some caffeine.
Do what?
I'll get a soda, maybe.
No,
some caffeine in my
Fenris. What'd you
system.
say?
You got this,
Oh.
Sham.
I'll
Okay.
try. I'll do my best.
All right, let's go.
I have water, so this notch was in place so people could walk through it and stand in the middle of the circular table if they so chose. We had a large screen set up facing the notch, positioned so nobody's view of it would be blocked. Since 3 nations were now taking part in the summit, we decided this arrangement would be better than having each side face each other. The notch was on the south side of the chamber, and we sat towards the north. I had the true north seat. Benimaru was north-northeast, and Rigard was north-northwest. Shion and Diablo, as always, were standing behind me. The Imperial side was seated towards the east, Masayuki on true east, and Valgren to his right on the east-northeast side. General Caligula was east-southeast, and Major General Minutes was southeast. Jiwoo and Bernie were standing behind Masayuki guarding him. If they were, I assumed they'd work matters out with each other. Nice to see. Finally, on the west were Gazel and his band of party crashers. Gazel was seated true west, Pegasus Knights Captain Dolph west-northwest, and Dworgen Archwizard Jane on the west-southwest side. Henrietta the Knight Assassin and Vaughn the Admiral Paladin were providing guard duty for their king. That's how our three sides were arranged, and as I surveyed the meeting hall, I noticed Masayuki looking restless. His face seemed tired, expressioning, "Why is this happening to me?" Oh, sorry, that's him. Sorry.
Why
Yeah.
is this happening to me?
More eloquently than any words. He wouldn't have to worry. I had an affinity for the guy, so if something went wrong, I'd step up to help him. Testarossa, the chairperson of the summit, got to her feet. Everyone looked at her as she stood in the center and gave some eye-opening words. Is that still me? Am I Testarossa?
Yes, yeah. Anybody
Okay.
that
Oh, I
is
thought-
not being voiced by a
Okay.
character is being voiced by whoever's narrating.
Gotcha.
Okay, I
The
didn't know
appointed
for
time
sure.
has arrived. Everyone seems to be here, so I would like to get this summit underway. With a bow, she returned to the south side of the table. A chair was in place for her, so she'd have somewhere to sit while her services weren't required, or when her services weren't required.
Okay.
I asked her in
hold on.
advance to lend me a hand. Yes.
Hold on. Okay. Sonic, you can't take all the hot girls, okay?
No, I'm sorry. I thought I mistaked her for Velgrin. That was my bad. That was
leave
my bad.
some for everybody else, man. You can't have
Leave some
all
hot
of them.
girls for everyone else. Jeez.
What?
Jeez.
No. You don't understand. Testarossa goes to Gopta.
You already got Shion and freaking Velgrin.
Velgrin.
What more do you
I
want?
made a mistake.
It's true.
I got them mixed up. I'm sorry. They both give off
Yeah,
the
man.
same air, the same
What?
majesty, if you will.
If anything,
Uh.
I'd probably have you as the little goth lowly demon girl. Ultima.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
The purple-haired one. Oh boy.
I'll workshop the voice.
Okay.
No, we're not doing it. I'm just saying if I was gonna do any of them, that would be the one.
That's
Out of
fair.
3 demonesses, that'd be you.
Ultima
Would do
Carrera, and
Tessa-
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess
Testarosa's like the
Testarossa-
Ara one.
Yeah, Testarossa is mommy demon. That would be more.
Yeah,
No, I'm
that one's
wondering
R1.
of us who would do it.
Mommy
That's why
demon would more likely be Fenris.
Yeah, I could see that.
Fair
And
enough.
then
You'd be
Carrera's like the
you'd be
tomboy E
yeah,
one.
Carrera would so be
Moon
some-
probably.
Yeah, Carrera would so be Moon.
Yeah, I could see that.
I give her the
And
most
then
powerful.
Testarossa.
Give you the demon with the gun.
Absolutely.
Demon
And I'd be
got
got
so
a gun.
cheerful,
voice.
but can murder you.
I'm
Yeah.
not the only one.
No, anyway.
Oh, I want to make a parody now.
No,
You should.
no.
I'm already doing that. You can't.
Oh,
No,
but it's
I'm
so
already
good.
doing that.
Mm.
All right, anyway,
Can't take my people.
do you mean,
I asked her in
your
advance
people?
to your people.
My people. Yeah.
Your Pepe.
Well,
Pepe.
Pepe.
Anyway,
I asked her.
anyway,
She
continue.
touched my Pepe.
I asked
Steve.
her. Jesus. He's not in the stream.
She
I asked
touched-
her.
She touched my
You
Pepe.
asked her
Steve.
what? Why did you ask her, Chef?
Her spirit. That's what she did.
She touches Pepe.
Yeah, his Pepe.
She touched my Pepe
Mhm.
Steve.
Jesus.
If you have not seen the movie Multiplicity with Michael Keaton, highly recommend
God.
you do. The
That's a
one,
line from there.
oh yeah, that is literally. She
Oh,
touched my
God.
Pepe Steve.
Good.
If you've seen, how many of you have seen Groundhog's Day?
All
Right, so if
not
y'all
for
remember,
a long time.
if y'all remember the girl in Groundhog's Day, that's his wife in that. So the guy he's referring to that touched his Pepe was her. She touched his
She's
Pepe.
an actress, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I love everything I've seen her in so far.
Yeah, she's
Hudson
great.
Hawk, freaking Groundhog's Day.
guys, you need to see Multiplicity if you haven't seen it. It's literally some of Michael Keaton's best acting to date.
Good.
It's freaking
Nice.
fantastic. The only thing I've seen
Oh.
that's even better than that is Moonlight, or not Moon.
Oh, I was
yeah,
gonna say
Spotlight.
Yeah, not me.
Spotlight.
Spotlight.
Yeah, the movie they did that was about the Boston Globe investigative reporting group that actually shined a
Oh,
light
that's
on.
such a good movie.
Yeah, it was such a good. I watched it with Fenris. But it's literally how they researched and broke the story on the pedophile priest back in the early 2000s. It was really good investigative journalist work.
It really
So
was.
fucking good.
Yes.
Especially when you learn the extent of how they were covering that shit up in Boston. Holy shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was good. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Okay.
Just saying there's a reason
Uh,
it won so many Oscars.
I could see that.
Yeah. Not to mention that half of the cast is fucking from the MCU, but they're just killing it.
I mean, they
Oh,
are good
yeah.
actors.
No,
so-
dude, you have Michael Keaton. All right, so you have the Vulture, the Hulk,
Yep, I
and
know the whole thing. I saw that.
and the other doctor, because Rachel McAdams is in it, so literally it's the other doctor from Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Oh, the one that
Do
was
me
helping
a
him.
favor.
Uh-huh.
Give Michael Keaton a bit more credit than just the Vulture. Come on,
Who's the
man.
Batman?
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Fucking Batman.
But we were I was referring specifically to the MCU with all the MCU actors.
Yeah, but
that
you
were
called
in it.
him by his character
don't
name. Which
care.
is
Yeah,
what, I
that's
think
why I
you
called
like
him
the Vulture. Don't get me wrong, but I loved him in so many other things before
That's
that.
nice, but I was referring specifically to the MCU because they weren't all in Batman.
Batman.
I mean, if I just want to stick with Marvel, then the guy that comes in and takes over, that's fucking Sabretooth.
That's true.
Mm,
Yeah,
yep.
there are so many fucking
Guitar.
comic book actors in here. It's so good. Not to mention, we get Stanley Tucci, which
Tucci.
yeah, guys, the best thing about the Hunger Games was Stanley Tucci as one of the announcers. He was so good. I'm not even a huge fan of the Hunger Games, but I fucking love his character.
He's wonderful.
Yeah,
Anything
Stanley
Stanley
Tucci's
Tucci touches it's just got a
Dude,
flavor. of
Stanley
wonderful.
Tucci
good.
during the pandemic, just talking about wines and stuff like that. I was like, you have my attention.
Tell
It's
me
not
more.
even like,
And you have his wine glass.
like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not even a big wine person. I was just like, tell me more, Stanley. You could read the phone
Neither
book
am
to
I,
it.
but
You could read
the
the
more
phone
I
book to
drink,
me and I'd find
better
it
this juice
interesting.
tastes.
Yeah,
like
that's,
laying with your head in your hands and your
that's
feet kicking
I'm
back.
sure that's
like,
what the little
"Tell me
Catholic
more."
boys said too.
more.
Yeah,
Anyway,
What about, I mean, I probably
Anyway.
could with this
Sorry.
one. I don't know.
yeah, all good.
but that movie was so good.
Yeah. I asked her in advance to lend me a hand if I got in trouble here, and I was sure she'd guide me through whatever might happen.
The left or the right?
I would begin. No.
Which
I'm sorry.
hand?
What?
Now look who's derailing us.
No,
on,
this
man.
is on topic. Lend a hand. The left or the right?
Oh, I get it. Whichever's cleaner,
Okay, there you go.
whichever has less blood. I will begin by discussing the aim of this summit. We find ourselves at this event with little in the way of advanced preparation, and I think some things might be said without being fully intended. If that happens, I'd like everyone to avoid belligerent behavior, stay calm, and listen carefully to the other speaker's opinions. Testarossa paused here, gauging the audience's reaction. She represented us in the Council of the West, and she was used to proceedings like this. I just hope things stayed this smooth until the end. That was my earnest wish as I focused on her. Now, I'd like to start by confirming one thing with all our participants. In anticipation of the closing of hostilities, the Empire wishes to forge an end-of-war agreement. In addition, in consideration of our nation's relationship with the Empire, it would also like to ratify a new pact outlining our future direction. Do I have all that correct? This is Masayuki.
Nope, it's Velgrund.
Oh, this is Valgrand. Okay,
Read the sentence.
sorry. That's right, it's at the end.
No objections here.
Masayuki looked like he was going to say something, but Velgren spoke up first.
Mm.
Yes, and none from me. Gazel nodded his heavy head as well. They had both acted ahead of me, so I heartily spoke. Right, so first, I'd like to go over the current situation with all of us. Anyone mind that? I was sounding pretty awkward, but so what? I waited for everyone's reaction, acting like I deserved to be here. Masayuki looked towards me, gazed respectful. I love that guy. Why, yes, I do think I'm all that and a bag of chips. Like, this hall's filled up with the most powerful people from the most... He kind of
think I'm
is,
all that
though.
in a bag of chips.
He is the fucking protag, but anyway.
Yeah.
There it is.
Like-
There it is. Yeah.
Yep. Like, this hall's filled up with the most powerful people from the most powerful nations in the world. It's not like I was having dinner with the Prime Minister of Japan in my previous life. Hell, I never even saw a member of the National Diet in person. There was one time when a director from MLIT, the Japanese Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism, stopped by to check on our office. They were a client of ours. That's about it, though. And even then, it was just one of those awkward, informal office tours. We didn't wine and dine this person or anything. First, I would have been nervous to be even chatting with someone like that about non-work topics. Now, I was dealing with kings. Plural kings. It was kind of deeply moving, actually. If there are no objections, I'll have Testarossa begin, and we can discuss matters with one another when she's done. I'm willing to accept all feedback, and I'll have any mistakes corrected as well. You may begin. The conversation went as Testarossa had outlined it with me beforehand. I tell everyone to stay quiet until we had our say before turning it over to her. She said this would keep things moving along. People on the same level as me or people on the same level as me, King Gazel, Emperor, for now, Masayuki, and his proxy Velgrind, could speak up whenever they wanted, but anyone else who did so risked punishment for insulting the words of their kings. I wasn't sure how I'd like that, but if it made things easier for me, let's do it. So Testarossa began a rundown. She went over how things had worked out atop the airship, stuff Gazel and the other dwarves weren't aware of, although she glossed over the truth at a couple of key points. Then I attempted to explain that Ludora, the Imperial Emperor, was actually a skill that had achieved sentience. But when we got to the part about how we won the battle against Velgrind, wait. Gazel called for a timeout. Oh, you can speak up later. As if I could wait for that. Hey, why is he yelling at me? King Gazel, is something wrong? That came off more modestly than I meant, but Gazel just stared at me, head propped against his hand. He remained silently as his eyes turned towards Velgrind. I know this may be rude of me, he gravely began. But does Lady Velgrind agree with Sir Rimru's statement just now? Gazel was being unusually polite. He'd called Velgrind lady even. Pretty unbecoming of a king, I thought. I looked on, wondering if this was going to work, but Velgrind just offered him a placid smile.
I have no problem with it, Dwarven King. I know you are a very intelligent man, far superior to Rimuru over there in terms of leadership. Ludor always has wonderful things to say about you. He wanted you on his team ever since you obtained the title Master of the Sword. That's why I know you, and I certainly don't dislike you. So don't be so uptight, all right? Relax, and let's mingle with one another.
Yes, my lady. But as a true dragon, the strongest presence, and the guardian deity of the Empire, can you really say such things in public?
No need to worry about that. You're Rimuru's friend, yes? If so, there's no reason for me to meddle with you. As Rimuru just said now, I was defeated by him.
Huh, that was surprising. I thought Velgrind would claim she hadn't lost, like Veldora did, but she was perfectly frank admitting defeat. It was a shock to me, but much more than that to everyone else. Oh, these are the Imperials.
Lady Velgrind was defeated? I can't believe it. The legend. The undefeated myth.
The Imperials in the room, raised in their lands Velgrind ruled over, abandoned their silence and verbally expressed their extreme anguish.
What? Are you serious? That godlike presence, something no mere mortal could ever best in battle. You're saying he beat you? I can hardly believe it. But if she admits it, it can't be a lie, huh?
Dolph could not speak coherently, and Vaughn was having trouble accepting reality. Meanwhile, Henrietta alone was looking at them, and King Gazel having a little smile to herself. How refreshing to know I don't have to report back to anyone about this. If I told everyone, they would think I've lost my mind. Sounded kind of rude to me, but that was a Dworgen matter, and now wasn't the time to spring up stuff like that anyway. In the midst of this, Jane spoke up, taking a step back and observing Gazel as he was deep in agonized thought. Gazel, all of you, calm down. I'm not surprised in the least. The whole matter with the primals wrung every drop of surprise from my body. And when I saw the evolution ceremony, it taught me that surprise was for the weak. Sounded like it was an enlightening experience for her. That's why she was the only calm presence left in the room, I suppose. But her words brought the Dworgen entourage back to their senses, and they bashfully recomposed themselves. As for the response from our gang...
What? Sir Rimuru, you emerged victorious against Lady Velgrind? Unbelievable. We must have another feast tonight, mustn't we?
There he goes again. For Rigurd, any excuse is good enough for a party, and here I thought he never doubted my victory from the start.
Yeah, well, I figured as much. I mean, I saw it and all, so...
Oh, great. Benimaru had been sneaking a look, but before I could admonish him...
Benimaru!
Oh,
What is the meaning of that? Don't tell me you, and only you, were watching Sir Rimuru at his most gallant and awe-inspiring?
No, Shion, I was tasked with checking on the state of our battle. I merely stopped by for a few moments.
He was trying to find a decent excuse, but Benimaru never was good at that. Diablo, meanwhile...
Oh, you weren't watching, Shion? What a shame. Truly a pity you couldn't bear witness to such a wonderful battle.
Don't agitate her. I didn't think anyone was as good at harassing people as Diablo was. I noticed Testarossa sighing at this sorry sight, too. You just didn't want to cross this guy at all costs. Quiet, please. Everyone. Testarossa might have been exasperated, but she didn't forget her role. Waiting until everyone was sufficiently calmed down, she spoke up to quiet the room. If she stepped in a moment later, Shion and Diablo might have started arguing. After a silent "good job" for that performance. Once things were chill again, the summit continued. Testarossa gave me the signal, so I kept going with my rundown. So, yeah, after I defeated Velgrin, I captured her and put her through a thorough interrogation. Excuse me. That made me realize there were a few inconsistencies with her story. It seemed like Emperor Ludora wasn't who he claimed he was, so I put Velgrin under observation for a bit, and then I discovered a terrifying fact. I'll cut out the details, but Velgrin's mind was being controlled by none other than Michael, the will contained within the Emperor's skill. Now we were getting to the good part. I was about to continue all smiles when, hold it. Another objection? And from Gazel again, too. If you could save the questions for later. Gazel heaved a heavy sigh, interrupting me. I was sure he was trying to collect himself with that sigh. Then slowly he spoke. Listen to me, Rimuru. I know I am speaking out of place, but I can no longer sit here silently. No? No! Why are you cutting out the details? How would we ever accept that a skill powerful enough to control the mind of Lady Velgrin exists among us? And what did you say? The will contained within his skill? I've never heard of such a thing. Do you know anything about this, Jane? I've never heard of the like. Gazel was trying to contain himself, but he just couldn't hide his agitation. Jane, no doubt, lost in her own thoughts, was slow to respond to him. It was odd that nobody was complaining about Gazel's interruptions. Velgrin was smiling a bit, enjoying all this, like nothing mattered as long as she had Masayuki. The current emperor, on the other hand, had already lost track of the proceedings. He was just sitting there, all but declaring to the world that this had nothing to do with him. I had a feeling such a bold presence would give Caligulio and his people the wrong idea and boost his rep. Not that he'd ever noticed, but enough about him. Benimara and the others looked really curious too, and they hadn't pressed me on this before, given how I didn't really want to talk about it, but I was sure they wanted to. That's probably why Testarossa didn't stop Gazel. But quickly realizing her error, she tried taking over again like nothing had happened. Quiet, everyone, please. Regarding King Gazel's question, her quick reactions were much appreciated, but this would be hard to recover from. Like, I guess we could just let it slide, but now I was thinking it wouldn't be so bad to just tell everyone. All right. I'll go over the details. Are you sure, Sir Rimuru? Yeah. We have nothing but national leaders in this meeting hall. I doubt they go leaking secrets, and if they did, it wouldn't amount to anything. It's true. Even if I revealed the existence of Amanus, it wasn't going to hurt me at all. The only thing I absolutely wanted to keep secret was anything related to Seal. I would appreciate that a great deal, Rimuru. Gazel bowed his head, expressing his gratitude. He sounded the way he did back in our own training partner days. I guess he stopped trying to put on a formal facade with me. That put me at ease too, so I dove right in. I went over the complete story, how the ultimate skill Michael had achieved sentience thanks to the exhaustion of its owner, Ludora, turning into the monist Michael. I also discussed everything I knew about the skill's vicious abilities. An ultimate skill, and no unique level skills can work on any or against anyone who possesses one. Not precisely. The strength of skills can vary depending on the willpower driving them, so there are still some unique strong enough to be an ultimate. Those are the rare exceptions, though. Arts, too, are direct reflections of the wielder's will, so those can hit home against an ultimate as well. I think King Gazel's would, for example. They would. And magic's the same way, too. A magic spell is kind of a skill and an art at the same time, so depending on your strength of will, you could defeat an ultimate skill owner with it. I think you know what I'm talking about, don't you, Jiwoo and Bernie? Having lost to Diablo, I figured they understood. They both nodded listlessly in return. Diablo, meanwhile, was giving us the most distastefully blissful smile as he pondered over something. Nothing good, I was sure. I wanted to tell him to stop thinking, but if he was behaving himself, I guess it was no problem. Shion was mumbling to herself.
Shion?
Sonic, that's you too.
Mm-hmm.
Not precisely. The strength of skills can vary depending on the willpower driving them.
No, that's the... I really should procure an ultimate skill for myself.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's Shion was mumbling to herself.
I thought I was on the right... Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's weird. It's in the middle of a paragraph, so
Yeah.
it's not
Look
its
away
own
for
thing.
a second, I swear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I really should procure an ultimate skill for myself then.
And the like. She realized they called them ultimate because they're really, really hard to get, right? But I had the strangest premonition that she'd actually do it. It kind of scared me, so I stopped thinking about it. So that about covers it. Michael's got a very special ability that lets him take full control over anyone defined as the angelic type. That's why Velgrin couldn't resist it, and it brought her under its thrall without her ever realizing. I think Lieutenant Kondo was also affected by its rule. I was told that he was released from it just before his death, which gave him enough time to pass on his will to Carrera. Hold on. Kondo, the figure stalking the halls of information. Him as well. It's hard to believe, but I'm not foolish enough to... It's hard to believe, but I'm not foolish enough to doubt Lord Rimuru. Oh. So then, Sir Dhammaraja. Yes, I think he realized before any of us that something was wrong with His Majesty, the Emperor. The Empire side was stirring, although not enough to interrupt me. This normally wouldn't be allowed, but there wasn't much point clamping down on it. I kept soldiering on so no one would bring it up. Now we believe that we've discovered Michael's goal as well. It is aiming to revive Veldanava, its creator and true master. No!
No!
The shouting began anew. I wasn't sure who it came from. Well, I did, but I wasn't going to start naming names. So now that we know that they were under Michael's rule, I have no intention of pursuing the Imperial higher-ups for war crimes or the like. If they decide to continue warring with us, though, that's another story. I paused and looked at Masayuki's group. Masayuki himself was unmoved. He was so disinterested in this, it was almost mesmerizing. Caligulio Minutes, meanwhile, were half chuckling at the thought. They had no reason to fight me and absolutely no chance of winning either. I'd probably react the same way. Looks like they're okay then. But I'd surmise that none of the Imperials here wish to do that, and we've already worked out our differences with Velgrin. Michael was disguising himself as Adora, and now that he's disappeared, they'll need a new leader, won't they? That's part of what today's summit's about. But would the Empire be able to offer their take on that? I turned the floor over to Masayuki's group. We needed to know this so we were all on the same page and we could figure out what direction the Empire was taking. That's what Gazzo's team was most concerned about, and I felt we needed to lay everything out on the table for them. It was a big bet, of course. Normally, in a summit like this, you'd state your opinions and get feedback from all parties involved before holding any public meeting, apparently. We were flying by the seat of our pants here, though, so I couldn't guess how it'd turn out. In national talks, you weren't supposed to do this, but Testarossa wasn't stopping me. This was just the consensus opinion on running a summit, after all, and she was smiling like that there was no problem with my approach. So I ignored my worries and kept things frank. So how would it turn out? Minutes? Yes, sir. Minutes. Will brief you on this subject. Regarding the current state of the Empire, we have lost more than 2/3 of our war power, making it impossible to continue with hostilities. We are prepared to accept a treaty of unconditional surrender, but there is one problem to address as well, namely the lack of a fully ordained leader on our side. This is something Lord Rimuru himself mentioned just now, but our most important priority at the moment is establishing and backing a new leader for ourselves. And since we have this opportunity today, I hope that all of you will accept and recognize our new emperor here. Minutes gave the speech without fumbling over himself once, bowed, and then looked at Gazzo and me. Is that your proposal? Gazzo asked me. So you were expecting me to appear unannounced from the start, Rimuru? What? Not really. I see we've been outfoxed, haven't we? This meeting isn't about Tempest and the Empire banding together. It's about Tempest backing the new Emperor and building a solid case for the Empire to grow on. And in that case... Indeed, we in Dwargen would gladly contribute to this. I would expect something in return, however. Whoa. Why did we just go from talking about accepting this new Emperor to this weird idea that we'd be backing him? I'm honored to hear you say that, Your Majesty. We, of course, will provide consideration that should be proved suitable for both your nations, as much as we can possibly provide. So please be assured of that. I have to say, Minutes here was talking and acting like a seasoned politician, wasn't he? Not at all like when he was in battle. He was elegant then, too, but I guess he was the type who looked natural doing just about anything. Meanwhile, I was struggling just to understand what was going on. Nobody could tell because I couldn't sweat, but inside I was freaking out. Anyway, if Gazzo had given his approval, I guess I was up next. Benimar and Rigard were stealing glances at me. I lightly nodded back and began speaking. Sure, I approve as well, and depending on how things turn out, I promise I'll provide him our full support. I was just going with the flow, and now my understanding was catching up with me. Helping Masayuki was my intention from the start, but if you thought about it, that connected to providing aid as a nation, too. If we can make them owe us a favor and build our better future relationship, I was sure that that'd be the end of all wars between us. Even if it didn't go that well, we'd be fine for a while. Or we'd be fine for a good while, at least. We'd let the next generation worry about the far future. We needed to build a now for the time being. Thank you very much. I'm sure His Majesty the Emperor is just as glad to hear your words. Minutes bowed to us again. I really didn't need that formal stuff. Let's just keep this going. So by new Emperor, we're talking about Masayuki here, right? Or Emperor Masayuki, I guess I ought to be saying.
Hold on. I lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Lord Rimuru?
Oh no, that's no problem. Like, I can keep on calling you regular old Oh wait, hold on. Oh, so that was somebody else. Sorry,
Mhm.
Okay.
Lord Rimuru, and then that's you.
Oh no, that's no problem. Like, I could keep on calling you regular old Rimuru like before, right?
Ah, Masayuki, my heartfelt friend. Of course, Masayuki. It's hard, figuring out the right thing to call people at times like this.
Rimuru, I never thought of you as so generous before. I was practically holding my breath the past few days.
Yeah, I get it. All alone in a war zone, no allies, or all alone in a war zone, no allies to turn to. Ogren clearly didn't care about the Empire's common people, besides. She didn't see the point in worrying about any of that petty stuff, and the nobility were surely busy with their own affairs. Nobody could think about Masayuki's circumstances, so I'm sure he had to shoulder all that anguish by himself. That was why I'd wanted to talk things over with him, but asking Shion to relay the message sure backfired on me. I was picturing more of a personal chat where we'd sit down and think about what both of us would do. That's what I wanted, and I was sure Masayuki did as well. There was no turning back now. I didn't know anything about manners, so I was just going to do what I wanted.
One of these
May I
days,
have
he's
a-
going to learn to stop asking Shion to do shit for him or actually train her in how to do the stuff he wants her to do. Because
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
For
she's
real.
your fucking
Or
secretary.
just have her focus
Both-
on her strength.
both this here
Yep.
today and Friday's episode of Slime should have told you that Shion doesn't know how to listen.
Yeah, and that's kind of bad if you have a secretary
Yeah.
who doesn't
He
listen.
can't
so,
do secretarial duties.
He's a bodyguard.
Yeah,
Literally could have had Diablo do it and it would have been handled properly.
yeah, most definitely.
All right. So,
May I have a moment, everyone? All good. Before anyone could say anything else, Testarossa got the ball rolling. Sir Rimuru, our leader, seeks a more informal discussion. I know we all have our positions to think about, but would you mind conducting the summit more in accordance with our style? She surveyed the hall with a smile. I swear there was nobody I could rely on more right now. And Masayuki looked happy about it, too. Gazel was smirking and shaking his head, but he didn't voice any objections, and his underlings weren't about to either. That was the end of the formal summit. Now to get our hands dirty. Hold on.
I want to assume that one's Masayuki.
Yeah.
Boy, I can't thank you enough. I was about to keep my mouth shut the whole time, too.
Yeah, I'll bet. That's what I want to do, too. Fools. We can't have masters of entire nations acting like that. You say that, Gazel, but you acted the same way, didn't you, once upon a time? Dignity and majesty are something anyone can gain. With experience. Jane, do you really have to bring that up here? The tension was instantly gone, and just as quickly everyone was relaxed. Masayuki would now be officially named emperor, and we decided that all three nations would back the decision. The rest was just details. We didn't need to act so formal with one another now. I chose to be casual and ask the most pressing question on my mind. By the way, Masayuki, I'm glad you're going to be emperor, but are the imperial citizens going to accept that? I know we're all for it, but if the people aren't, we're going to have problems, aren't we? Masayuki's eyes lit up. He must have thought the same thing.
Right? It'd just be so weird, wouldn't it?
Ahem. Your Majesty, if you could control yourself a little.
Caligulio tried to corral him, but Masayuki wanted to clear the air on this, and Gazel was willing to help. For that
For
matter,
that-
what are you going to do about... Sorry, go ahead.
Was that my guy, Velgren, or?
No,
I don't
Velgren
think
speaks
so.
next.
No, Velgren's later.
Okay,
yeah,
I wasn't
that's
100% sure, so.
Yeah, this is, Gazel was
Don't
here.
worry, guys. I am reading ahead to try and see who's who and let you guys know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
sometimes
let's
it's...
give it an
Here's
all
it's
vague.
it makes it a lot easier for the four of you because you're not having to read what's currently there, so we can kind of skip ahead a little
Okay.
bit and see who's
Yeah.
doing what voice.
Yeah, that helps. Thank you. For that matter, what are you going to do about the lineage? Because you have not a drop of Emperor Ludora's blood in you, right? I doubt the nobility will accept that,
That won't be a problem.
replied Valgrand.
As our imperial court law states, the person so named by Velgrin, protector dragon of the empire, is Ludora, the emperor. I'm sure many people think that's an archaic law, but it's both the truth and the most important part of the rules.
Indeed, agreed Minutes. Emperor Ludora has always been reborn as a legitimate child of a noble lady. But in our long history, there are some miscreants who tried to swap him out with another pretender to the throne. The one who sniffed out these crimes and punished the perpetrator is the Marshal, In other words, Lady Velgrind here. Well, yeah, trying to swap out the kid was never going to succeed. If you knew how Ludora's reincarnations work, there was no way you'd mistake a fake for the real thing. And I didn't even want to imagine the punishments involved. I didn't have to ask to know they must have been horrible. That being said, His Majesty always makes sure he passes on his sense of self to the next generation. Even if Lady Velgrind never formally named him, I'm sure he'd be discovered in time as an adult. Oh, so it gets easier to spot once the guy is old enough to gain some self-awareness? Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, are you gonna say that Masayuki was an illegitimate child or something? I think this is Valgrind.
Yeah. That would never work, Lord Rimuru. Our senators still have the records of the old Emperor Ludora, his blood type, even his DNA information. We might present a suitable stand-in as his mother, but claiming that Sir Masayuki is the son of Emperor Ludora is all but impossible.
Whoa, Empire Tech had advanced that far? I thought it was a pretty good idea, but minutes stopped me in my tracks. I had no idea this world had DNA testing. What is DNA? Well, Gaza was asking, so I did my best to explain, while Caligulio and the others chatted next to us.
Yeah, that was Rimuru before with the I had no idea.
Oh, sorry,
That's
that was
fine.
him.
That's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I mean, still your line.
Minutes stopped me in my track. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. We didn't have that sort of precise timing. Is that minutes?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense in the context. We didn't have that sort of precise testing back in the day, I'm sure. I heard it created some real problems for you. Yes.
Hold on.
Is that Gazel?
I think
that might be Velgrind.
Yeah, that's
Velgrind,
Velgrind.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Valgrind. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yes. People would come begging me to help with every single custody battle in the Empire. It was such a pain.
That was great and all, but wasn't the Empire in trouble then? Right now, their real Emperor was permanently gone, and in his place is Masayuki, a reincarnate with none of Ludora's memories. It'd be difficult to prove his soul belonged to the Emperor, and despite our nation's backings, we didn't really have a way to prove he should take the throne. Well, why doesn't Masayuki just pretend to be Ludora? Wouldn't that be easier? He's got the same face and everything, I offered. Any testing could be faked well enough, given the Emperor's powers. Then we could just shove Ludora's memories into his brain, and all would be well. I thought it was a neat idea, but Velgrind shot me down again. Could I ask why not?
You have forgotten about Michael's ability, have you? All the faith and loyalty the Imperial population places on Ludora is what's powering Michael itself. If we announce that Emperor Ludora is dead, we could theoretically take all that away.
Oh? Yes, of course I remember that.
She is correct. Simply declaring him dead would achieve nothing, but if that loyalty could be pointed toward a new target, it would shut away Michael's abilities. However, Michael has likely expected this and changed the target of his abilities from Ludora to someone else.
Yeah, I'd suggested we kill off the Empire's entire population at once, after all. If Michael was taking countermeasures, it'd probably switch its energy source to someone I couldn't touch. That or someone incredibly powerful.
Me or...
Hold on. I think the first one is Rimuru. I'm sure Michael is taking measures, yes, but it's better to commit to this than not to. That way, I won't have any reason to even think about touching the Empire's citizens.
Yeah, this is Velgrind.
Yeah, okay, I read ahead a little bit. Yes, of course. That's why, instead of fretting over the details, I'm just going to declare by my name that Masayuki is Ludora. I doubt anyone would dare to object to that.
Velgrind sure had confidence in herself. But then, she deserved to. She is the Flame Dragon, the appointed guardian of the Empire, and the court law stated that Ludora was anyone she said it was. It made sense. Kind of the most arm-twisting approach to all this, but it wasn't like anyone could ignore what Velgrind told them. Are you fine with all that, Masayuki? I asked.
Do you think it's fine?
I don't know. I figured he wasn't fine with it, but he didn't have much choice. You don't have to if you don't want to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You don't have to if you don't want to, Masayuki.
Yikes. Velgrind gave us a scarily gentle smile. Maybe that description was a contradiction in terms, but that wasn't exactly how it felt to me.
Oh, I'll do it. I've been touted as a hero or whatever up to now anyway, so it's not like yet another title's gonna change much.
Masayuki's declaration was made with glassy eyes, like his mind was on another plane of existence, but he was nonetheless certain. Minutes and Caligula were happy to hear it. They needed a new leader and symbol for the Empire if it was going to stay operational. And yeah, I thought Masayuki was the right guy for the job. Between his looks and his skill, he was going to be incredibly popular before long. Okay, so we're all resolved here that the Empire is going to back Masayuki as Emperor and take measures to firm up his position? Everyone nodded at me. Except Masayuki. He only followed suit once he saw that everyone else was nodding, with the greatest of reluctance. I knew he was a responsible young man despite it all. Once he took up a job, I figured he'd see it to its end. Alright, then I'll officially announce that we accept this move. In fact, I'll also promise you we'll release the soldiers and officers held prisoner in Tempest in very short order. We won't try anyone for their actions in the war, but we can discuss reparations later on. We'll make all the arrangements once Masayuki's crowned emperor, alright? Hold on. I think that's Valgrand.
It doesn't matter. He's away, so say it.
Anyway, that sounds wonderful to me. We are all moved by your great generosity. I thought we'd all be in consensus on this, but Gazo looked like he had something to say. I have no objection to that approach, but I have one question. Sir Masayuki, you are attempting to take the throne while being a known hero. How do you plan to unite your people behind you? He stared at Masayuki, his sharp eyes revealing everything in the world to him. Masayuki flinched a little at their force, flashing me a distressed look before replying,
I suppose I'll want to give them a world where we all can smile and live together?
I snickered a bit. That was exactly my philosophy. Yes, that truly is the best, I said to him.
Right? Right? I figured you'd agree with me.
Of course, Masayuki. I actually told Ludora the same thing, but he just wrote me off as young and naive and stuff. I was worried I had the wrong idea, but that concern's definitely in the past. I knew I was right.
That's great. I wasn't too sure, because I'm not any good at politics and all that. Now I think I could take the throne with some more confidence.
Yeah. We'll both have to do our best then. Masayuki and I shared in a hearty laugh. The reaction from the crowd was pretty diverse. Diablo and Shion were smitten, Belgrin smiled warmly at us, Caligulio and Minutes exchanged an awkward, resigned chuckle, and Galzo rolled his eyes up towards the heavens. I've had it with you people. I understand your concern, Gazel, but neither of them has any lust for conquest, you know. They are certainly both amateurs, however. You must guide them to make sure they stay on the right path. I know, Jane, but it's going to be so much trouble. Guiding these people who see governance in terms of these silly youthful ideals. Gazel sighed. He always fretted over us like that. Ah, come on. You don't have to worry so much, I assured him. I'm studying too, you know. It'll be fine. I was getting guidance from Vesta and Ellie too, not just Gazel. Everything would work out okay, probably. You're
studying?
Oh, sorry, that's him.
Wait.
Sorry.
Yeah. You're studying? Really?
Really? Only when I had free time, though, but if he was that concerned, maybe I could relieve his mind a little more. Hold on. Besides, I'm not planning to get that involved in politics. You could learn from that, Masayuki. Just let Minutes and his team handle all the real work. Well,
so I can do that? I was thinking about it, but I wasn't sure it was the right thing to do. That's sure a load off.
Masayuki and I smiled at each other again. Well, do what you want. You're not alone anyway. Spread your responsibility among your peers and grow with them. I'll help you as best I can. Or I'll help you, yeah. Gazel was still nursing a headache over this, but at least he was accepting it. Or not. But either way, he was offering his support for the long term. Then... hold on. And me as well. I have no objections to the decisions made at this summit. If the lands east of us remain stable, that brings peace to my kingdom, and I'll provide as much support as I can for the rebuilding of our border areas as well. I am overjoyed to hear that, Your Majesty.
My thanks to you, King Gazel.
Yeah. So everything got wrapped up pretty nicely in the end. In the years to come, the history books would call this the day the savior emperor Masayuki Ludora Namal Nazca entered the scene.
You could say, the savior has come!
No. Here's the sad point. I'm actually giving you guys a little bit of insurance. If we get to
Mhm.
253,
Mhm.
then I'll call this done, and we can save the Guy Crimson or the Geek Crimson epilogue for when we
Mhm.
start back up.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, but
All
we
right.
have to make it to 253 in just
Okay.
about half an hour.
I'll do my
Then we can
best.
do
We're at 233 right now, so 20 pages
Oh,
in half
okay.
an hour.
I'll do my best, sir.
Go for it.
Our direction was in place. Now it's time for lunch. Things were already pretty informal by now, so the meal proceeded along agreeably enough. We were offering kaiseki today, a traditional multi-course Japanese meal that was usually the domain of super fancy Japanese restaurants back home. This was the middle of a summit, so I opted for a menu that offered our esteemed guests the best experience possible. Shuna outclassed herself this time. I went with this choice for 2 reasons. 1, Gazel was used to this sort of thing with me, and 2, chopsticks had spread relatively widely throughout the empire. A Japanese meal, I thought, would be the best bet. The food here never disappoints, to be sure. Yes, it's making me thirsty for something. Don't you start, Vaughn. Whether or not you meant that, we still have an important summit to wrap up. You're so serious-minded, Dolph. Isn't he, Lord Rimuru? Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind some sake either, but I snuck a look at Shuna. She beamed back at me. Nope, not gonna happen. But let's be patient on that for now and finish up this summit. That's your lesson for today, Vaughn and Dolph. Dedication is important. Ha ha ha. How harsh. Should I expect a different side of you tonight, then? Hey. Oh, of course, I said. Right, Benimaru?
Bene
sorry.
Maru.
That was okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one thinking that. Yay.
Where the hell did it go? Okay, right.
You certainly
yeah.
may.
Yeah.
You certainly may. In fact, why don't we break out some of our very finest black spell sake?
Ooh, that sounds nice. Glad to see you know how to have fun, Sir Benimaru.
Well, ogres are known for their appreciation of fine drink, as I'm sure Shuna here knows.
Whoa, Shuna drinks too? I was only half listening, but Benimaru's revelation that Shuna enjoys alcohol was a pretty big surprise to me. Better sort this out. Just occasionally, my brother. Don't lump me together with Shion, please. Huh, so she does drink. Shuna struck me as an underage, or as underage. Not that age really mattered to monsters.
sorry.
Lady
Shuna?
Oh, sorry.
I don't drink that much.
Shion protested. That was a lie. Alvis was about the only person I knew who gave Shion any competition at the bar. Benimaru, all too aware of this, had a laugh about it. I didn't really picture him as a drinker, but he was married to Alvis now, so maybe he joined her on a fun evening every once in a while. I bet that built up his capacity for drink. It takes some getting used to before you find the taste of alcohol appealing anyway. Everything in moderation, of course. Enjoy the drink, but don't let it drink you up. We could all learn from that, myself included. So we were all enjoying this lunch together when I suddenly heard someone crying. All eyes turned towards the sound at once. Wondering where it came from, it turned out to be Caligulio. Is something wrong? Did the meal not agree with you? Shuna came right to Caligulio's side to offer him solace. No, pardon me, he replied. I just remember that, out of nowhere, me, a military man. I know it's silly for me to say such things, but so many people lost their lives because they followed my foolish plans. Eating this wonderful meal, I couldn't help but reflect on how none of them is ever coming back. I'm sorry. This is my fault. Faraga, Goster, and Zomdo too. Ah, a weepy drunk, huh? Not that we were serving any liquor. I guess he was just getting drunk off the atmosphere, but maybe this was a good opportunity for us. Testarossa? Yes, I've already contacted Moss and told them to bring him here. Yeah. Well done. Yeah, Moss. Before I even gave the order, she read my intentions and took action. Then, in less than 5 minutes, several dozen men appeared in our little lunch meet. Lord Rimuru, I, Zamdo, have come at your summons. This was Major General Zamdo and his men, the exact people Caligula just mentioned. They had all run full speed all the way here, making them red and sweaty, but they still stammered their hellos to me between breaths. These men had died once. They'd been aboard the Imperial flagships, killed by Testarosa's death streak nuclear magic, and completely disintegrated. But the great thing about Testarossa was that she'd actually remembered that I accepted Caligulio's plea to spare the lives of Zondo and his team. So she had retrieved all their souls before triggering the magic. She was modest about it. It was only possible because you had me evolve, Sir Rimuru, but I was more impressed with the thoughtfulness she's shown. So I accepted their souls from Testarossa, installed them into pseudo souls, then had them placed into homunculi.
Are you Zomdo? Lady Vogrin told me you had all died. But you're alive?
Oh, you're right. I doubted any of them could withstand Deathstreak. Did Testarossa save them? Precisely, Lady Val. Oh, sorry, that was Lady Valgrim. My bad. You read that.
No, that's dialogue. That's Testarossa speaking. Oh, okay.
No,
no,
Oh,
no,
you're
no,
right.
no,
is
Oh, you're
supposed to
okay,
be
okay,
Vogrin.
okay, okay.
yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're right. I doubted any of them could have withstand Deathstreak. Did Testarossa save them?
Precisely, Lady Valgrind, Testarossa replied. Sir Rimuru is a very merciful man, you see.
Indeed. There's certainly no doubting that.
Very intelligent of you.
We should have did that at the same time. That would have been so
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
You had to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
guys, this is no laughing matter.
Yeah. Very good.
Shut up,
Now
Master
they were-
Kyuki. I'll deal with you later.
What the fuck, DDA?
No,
What did he say? I don't have it.
something bad.
Gigantic
God
phallic
damn it.
devices, all in caps.
Oh. Well. Now they
Anyhow.
were communicating. Anyhow.
You know what? Master
Huh?
Yuki would have his GPD at this point, right?
Okay, anyway.
Anyway. Now they were communicating via their tittering. It was kind of scary to see, so I looked away.
They were
So is
communicating
Ando
via
and his group.
titties.
I mean, that was it.
Thank you, Richie. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I was thinking too. I was like, tittering is a strange use of word, but okay.
Yeah, that's a phrase.
It's okay. It works.
This makes
So
me almost
Zondo and
want to
his
go to
group.
Kroger and pick up one of those buzz balls.
Oh my god. Like the little.
They're nice.
They're strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel nice.
At least
Wholesome.
strong in taste, yeah.
My juice bottle is empty, by the way.
I'm so glad it's that cheat day.
Yeah.
I'm so
Now they
mad that
were-
I drank my alcohol before this. I
I always
finished
looked at those
my
on the
wine.
order sheet.
I finished
Yeah.
my wine like 3 hours before this. Now I want
Oh.
more.
Go get some
I
more.
mean-
You have some time.
I probably. Well,
You should cry about it.
Cry about it.
here's the
Well.
problem. It's 10:06. They're already closed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bad time. Anyway.
No, they've already closed. They
Oh,
closed
it's
6
closed.
minutes
So
ago.
they're
Yeah.
so there it's long past it.
No, just 6
so-
minutes.
Yeah, they're probably winding down though. They're probably locking everything up. So.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm
I
saying they
bet.
closed 6 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, then that's yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. So Zomdo and his group were together with Caligulio now, celebrating their safety. Faraga, sadly, I could do nothing for. I'm not omnipotent, you understand. Besides, if someone like Caligulio had the heart in them to mourn their dead companions, I had hoped they would never try something as stupid as war ever again. If you were defending yourself, then fine, but staging an invasion was the height of folly. I know that sometimes you can't solve problems with a bunch of pleasant words, but I still couldn't help but have this thought. I wish politicians would place their families on the scales with war to see if it was ever really necessary.
Yeah.
I hope that they'd
Putin,
stick-
BB.
I mean, for real, though. Yeah.
Just saying.
I hope that they'd, I mean, I feel like that's the author talking, not just Rimuru.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah. I hope that they'd stick to talking as much as possible and try to stamp out pointless wars that way. I didn't say it out loud, but that's what I wanted. After lunch, we continued with the summit at 3 in the afternoon. We had come up with our general direction in the morning. Now we plan to go over it again and work out everyone's roles. All right, Testarossa began. I would like to start by reaffirming our positions. First, the armed nation of Dworgen. We ran down the list of what we had agreed on. Tempest and Dworgen would be joint signers of a document affirming the crowning of the new emperor. That was the first step. After that, under the name of Emperor Masayuki, all three nations would declare an end to the war and a new alliance among them. This would be the basis for a new governmental framework, one separate from the Council of the West. Dworgen would step up to rebuild the borderland areas between them and the Empire. This included the highways and nearby buildings. Not that much, really, but this pledge also involved helping the victims who lived there. Once they had built trust with that, they'd get down to proper business and begin work on a train line toward the imperial capital. The plan was to take on this monumental project as they refurbished the path of Empire's Magitane force cut across the base of the Connaught Mountains. We'd deploy teams of foremen from Tempest for the job, working together with Dworgen engineers to complete it. Running Magitrains across these tracks would open up fresh lines of distribution, encouraging people to travel more. It'd be their first step to an entirely new era of development, and dreaming of that day made me all kinds of excited. It reminded me anew of how much I loved construction projects like this. Tempest's role out of our agreement was mainly to provide our full support to Masayuki. We'd send Testarossa out to establish an embassy within the Empire, with the mission of sweeping away the Empire's old lines of thought and spreading the word about this new era. The Empire's citizens had no memory of losing a war. Veldora had given them a good thrashing or two over the years, but they had no experience with apologizing to other nations. Anyone who had lost a loved one would understand the pain of that. But those on the home front who weren't directly affected could feasibly demand a second war from their safe enclaves. They turned their attention only towards the profits they could earn, ignoring the pain of others, and chances were they wouldn't like Masayuki's anti-war stance. They wouldn't take direct action against him, considering Belgren was there, but they might decide to act all loyal while sabotaging his efforts beneath the surface. It'd be a colossal pain to deal with. Minutes would help persuade the nobility, and Caligula would work to unite the military again. But I feared just those two wouldn't be enough to fend off all the seasoned, conniving schemers over there. Belgren would probably say something like, Belgren.
Sorry.
It's okay.
What the heck?
It's italicized.
Why don't
it's
we
not
just?
natural
Yeah.
print.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we just kill them all?
But that was out of the question. The Empire had already lost enough important people. They couldn't afford any more losses in the bureaucracy. Instead, we'd have to take those fearsome opponents and use them to our advantage. It was going to be a tough slog through harsh terrain, but the past few days of debate told us it was the only way. That's where Testarossa came in. With the help of the sharp-eared spy, Moss, she could uncover those schemers' plans in one fell swoop. Yep. They'd be troublesome to deal with as a group, but if she could blackmail them, or persuade them the right way, I was sure they'd grow cooperative. Things were pretty calm over in the Council of the West, so Testarossa's reason Cien would serve well enough there by himself. So that was our decision, and along the way, we also decided that Venom would continue to accompany Masayuki as a bodyguard. Are you alright with that? We'd be putting one of your clan members on a long-term assignment. This Diablo.
I just got back. What's going on?
That's Diablo.
It's
Wait,
Diablo.
Moon?
Okay.
Sorry, that's me. Where are we at
Oh,
now?
sorry.
I
we're-
just got done ordering the cosplay.
Oh, that's okay. We're above the-
Dang.
That's okay. It's important
You're
business.
looking
You gotta
for the
get
line that
pal.
starts with
Yeah, it's in. Yeah.
Right
It's above
before
one
the
of
end
the-
of that.
yeah.
Just verify, Moon, since you're on Bookwalker, page 273.
Yes.
That will not be a problem. If it will serve your purposes, Sir Rimuru, use and abuse him all you want.
Giggity.
I did. Well, I didn't have any comment about that exchange between Velgren and Diablo. Oh. Pushing the question accomplished nothing with that demon. Unlike in the morning, the afternoon proceedings were comparably lively. All the Empire's current issues were already laid out in the open, and we all conferred with one another to come up with solutions. It was a really worthwhile use of the time. We in the Empire will never forget all this generosity oh, hold on. Yeah. We in the Empire will never forget all this generosity you're showing us. Whoa. We're still just planning this out, you know. Now we're gonna have to step up and make it happen, right? Thank us once all the work's completed. The work, huh? There's just no beating you, Lord Rimuru. Summing up national-level crises so pithily like that. Minutes chuckled over it, but his eyes were aglow. His passion set aflame by my words. I was happy to see his enthusiasm. We had our basic direction set in stone now, but we still had one problem we couldn't afford to forget. Gazel was the first to mention it. So, Rimuru, let me bring up the most important question. Can you beat this enemy? Right, Michael, Feldway, and their servants. We still have threats stalking us, waiting for their chance to strike. Well, to be honest with you, I can't guarantee that I can, but I'm not coming in this to lose. I see. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll take my measure necessary to make those words come true. You're rating me far too highly. When I saw Lady Velgren's strength on myself, I was prepared to lose the war and die at the same time. I figured she was strong, but I couldn't have guessed she was that much so. Vaughn and Dolph nodded at this confession from Gazel. Yeah, when I saw Testarossa get taken down, I thought it was over too. I kind of got angry after that, letting me overcome my fear, and really the next thing I knew, it was over. But looking back, it's almost a mystery why we won. At least I had Seal now, that and Veldora and Diablo's demons. I wasn't alone, and that in itself gave me strength. This is Valgrand, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I didn't think I'd ever let some slime defeat me, but I'm thankful for that now. And I'm sure my elder sister
Velzard.
Velzard.
Velzard, thank
Mm.
you. My elder sister Velzard could fare no better against you.
Velgren seemed unperturbed by Gazel's words. I wasn't so sure I could beat Velzard, given the reports of her beating Veldora in a one-sided whipping, but I knew that was what Velgren truly believed. I think this is Velgren. Hold on.
No,
I
no.
think
No,
it's
that's
Rimuru.
Rimuru.
Gazel,
sorry,
and
that's-
then me.
Sorry. Please, you're flattering me too much. I'm a little embarrassed.
Oh, quit being so modest. You beat me in pure ability, not luck or anything. And it wasn't even close either. You know that.
Velgren wasn't ashamed of her loss because it was all in the past to her, I bet. She had already dealt with it, and now she was accepting of it. Those types of people are the scarier ones. I secretly increased my level of caution around her. Now was the time for me to give my honest opinion. The fact is, we don't know the enemy's fighting ability, and we can't predict how they'll come for us. Regardless of their goals, I'd like to know what they'll aim for, and what methods they'll take. I placed several people up on the meeting hall's giant screen. So these are the enemies who invaded the labyrinth. These existence points are a general measure of their strength, but they're around 3 million each, which puts them right here with the upper echelon of my own officers. I prefer not to fight any of them one-on-one, but they're going to be tough to fend off. I then revealed as much as I knew about them. After I did, Velgren spoke up to provide some details.
I defeated all of them. But let me give you a word of advice. These are ancient people. Servants who aided my elder brother, Veldanava. And they are as much trouble to deal with as the primal demons. Their actual bodies remain sealed away. What we saw earlier were just the weakened, separate body versions. They can't be beaten by regular means, so all of us should remain careful here.
None of us really knew how to react. Didn't Velgren have no trouble at all destroying them?
This is the effect of Velgren's ability to leap across dimensions. Velgren herself can only make her leaps if she has a piece of Ludora's soul to aim toward, but she wouldn't have any trouble directing her strikes at those targets.
I see. So Velgren could just trace the connection Cornu had to a separate body to destroy his main body as well?
I believe that to be correct. The dimensional combo, capable of landing attacks across space and time, is impossible to escape even with parallel existence.
Really? That's crazy. Velgren is just too awesome. I didn't know how much experience she had built over time, but she used all of her abilities to a scary level of perfection. She had been great to start with, and now she was even better. Veldora had earned parallel existence as well, which he was delighted about. But I didn't think it'd really do anything at all for him. If he knew that, well, I'd pity him then, to be sure. I wasn't the only one who didn't know how to react to this news. The Imperials, along with Gazel and his team, seemed to chew over Velgren's words. To the Empire, Velgren still served as a last resort measure. If things got bad, she'd figure something out for them. Dworgen, on the other hand, had problems. So we could not beat them. It seems so. We have no countermeasures, sadly. Vaughn, it's the truth. No point trying to act tough about it. We should be frank with one another and work out a solution, shouldn't we? You're not exactly wrong, but... No, Vaughn's exactly right. We can't beat this enemy, but we still need to think about what we will do when they appear. Lord Rimuru, based on what you know about Michael and the Mystic Lord's goals, do you think, Do you think Dworgen might become involved? Didn't seem too likely, did it? I think you're all right on that account, probably, I said. Not that you'd be safe, I just mean you're lower on the priority list. Yes, Gazel agreed. If the enemy seeks to revive the god Veldanava, yeah, I suppose Dworgen isn't even a blip in their minds. Rude way to put it, but I suppose that's accurate. No matter. Rather disappointing to hear as a man of the sword, but as king of a nation, it does put my mind at ease. Gazel smiled. Regarding those methods, however, is the enemy that serious about this mission of theirs?
Diablo.
This is Diablo, yep.
Yep, and he's away.
And he's away. Dang it.
Okay. Oh.
You mean about gathering Sir Veldora and Lady Velzard's power to resurrect Sir Veldanava? A foolish idea at best, I'd say.
Sir Veldanava is immortal as it stands. It's incredibly presumptuous for mere humans to attempt reviving him.
Now he's back.
Welcome back, Diablo.
Welcome back, Diablo. I just read
right
your line.
as you finished your line because
Right
you
after
went
the
away.
line was already read.
Yeah, just for a tiny
Sorry.
second.
Sorry,
That's
I had
okay.
to go pee.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It happened.
Yeah, I did that
Yeah.
earlier.
Diablo was sneering at the idea, and Benimara was enraged by it. It was a mystery why Valdenava wasn't waking up, but yes, true dragons were immortal. I agreed that the idea wasn't likely to work. But in that case, would they try to go for the Dragon Princess, perhaps? Calagulia was sharp to notice that. Yes, Milam had inherited the powers of Valdenava, which would certainly make her a target. God, it's been a while since I've read her name. Anyway,
Right?
yeah.
I
Valgrind,
can't rule out the potential,
Valgrind replied.
but they'd be killing their own chances if they tried laying hands on my elder brother's beloved. If all they sought was his power, that's one thing. But if they truly planned to resurrect him, I'd hope they wouldn't do anything to rile him like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Milam's
find out.
sorry.
They find out Velgrind's daughter, like Velgrind comes or Veldanava comes back, and he finds out that they sacrificed his daughter to bring.
Oh,
he'd be
he's-
pissed.
Oh no!
He'd just be a
He
little
will
bit
sit
mad.
there and be like, "You
But of course,
idiots."
Yeah.
that's only in the case that like the Velgrind that they're trying to summon would return, or the Veldanava's technically already been resurrected.
Oh,
No, Veldanava has come back in a different form, and he appeared before
but we
his
don't
brother.
know. Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
but this time not as a dragon, as the lowest form creature
Oh.
in the world. A harmless
Oh.
whittle slime.
Baby.
That's
Oh,
why.
baby.
That is
Little
why
slime.
Rimuru's been so fucking powerful from the beginning. I guarantee.
Ah.
Now I don't know this for certain, but I guarantee that Rimuru is Veldanava reincarnated.
That
That
would make a shit ton of sense.
Yeah,
That
I'm
would be-
I'm
yeah.
only speculating, but the way things have been going,
mm,
Yeah.
Would also explain
That would
why
explain
he
a
and
lot.
Milam get along so well.
that
also
would
true.
explain
Yeah,
a lot. So
but keep in mind,
Why
this doesn't
fucking-
mean that Rimuru's just going to become Veldanava. I think Rimuru will still be Rimuru. He's just the new Veldanava, and he
Like,
hasn't
you
even
just like,
fully
I guess I'm
awoken.
the reincarnation then, huh?
And he
Okay.
hasn't
He was
even
the one who
fully
created the
awoken
world,
yet.
so-
He hasn't even fully awoken to his powers yet.
interesting. Mm.
Just think about all the crazily powerful people that are gathering around Rimuru. For fuck's sake, he has a little girl that has traveled across multiple timelines.
Yeah, to be with them.
Yeah.
That's
this
insane.
is insane, dude. He has to be the reincarnated Veldanava.
A lot of stuff is happening
Yeah.
Yeah.
in my brain.
That
It's
is
like,
my
oh, that
that's
makes a lot of sense.
but that's just a theory. A slide theory.
Film theory.
Jesus.
A slide theory.
Yep.
I'm Maticus Paticus, and I'll see you next time.
Maticus Paticus.
Look, he stepped down. Okay, we have 4 new people.
We have 4
Yeah,
new people.
yeah, that's true.
It's Diablo, Shion, Gobta.
Mhm.
You have no idea how
Neymar.
well that works so far. If the 4th
the
person
big
you named
4?
was also a dude, like
The
shit.
big 4. It's the
Yeah.
big 4. It really is, because the 4th one is Geld.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There you
That does work like so fucking well.
Yeah. I mean, it would go full circle if that is
Like,
true.
I'm sorry for that one guy, but also he's fucking Geld, so like it works.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You have no idea how well that works.
All right. Here we go.
Anyway.
Let's continue.
Yeah, Milam was pretty strong, and I didn't think she had any angel-type ultimate skills. Excuse me. Carry On and
I
Frey
hope
were
someone
awakened as
clips
well.
that and actually sends that to Team Theory. Because
Game
that would
Theory.
be amazing.
Yeah,
All right. Doesn't look like
yeah.
we're going to make it, guys. I'm sorry.
I'll try. Carry On and Frey were awakened as well, so I didn't feel I had to worry about any of them. If Velgrin agreed with me, I think just a warning to tip them off would be good enough, but I still had a concern. You're making it sound like Veldanava doesn't care about his brothers and sisters at all. Velgrin.
Hold on. I thought I was on the.
Hmm.
That's pretty rude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty rude
we're on
of
the
you.
next page.
Oh.
That's pretty rude of you.
Velgrin looked
That's
at me more Sorry. What?
That's pretty rude of you.
Velgrin looked at me more exasperated than angry. Sorry. Just being honest and stuff.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Come on.
Good. Velgrin's generosity saved me again. I'll try to be careful next time. It's not that... Hold on.
Okay, are you
I
able
think
to
that's
find it?
Velgrin, right?
Okay. I
Yeah.
jumped a page ahead. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that he doesn't care.
Okay.
Come on.
It's not that he doesn't care. True dragons simply think it in different ways from those with limited lifespans. My sister, Velzar, is the same way. She's obliterated Veldora countless times in the name of educating him. Thus, I'm sure that once Veldanava is revived, they'll want to release all their power as well.
Ah, makes sense. It'd be like when I did, eating them up, then making them get resurrected. Their memories would be retained as well, and they wouldn't care if their personalities changed or whatever. So, Lady Milam isn't a true dragon, and therefore she's not immortal. And if she was killed, that would incite Sir Valdenava's rage. Testarossa summed up Velgrin's thoughts for us. It wasn't a lock, but I felt like that was the right thought to have. Okay, I said. In that case, let me at least warn Milam. Velgrin nodded and turned towards Masayuki next to her.
You look like you think this doesn't involve you, Masayuki. But you're But you're absolutely being targeted as well. You need to be the most careful of all here.
Huh? So, they still haven't given up?
Your Majesty, unlike the labyrinth we're in, you can't be revived if you die in the Empire. You need to realize that and take better care of yourself.
I don't think that's Velgrin. She wouldn't refer to Masayuki as Your Majesty.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah. Who is that then? Anyway.
Either Minutes
Probably
or
just some-
Caligulio.
Yeah, that would make sense. We will stake our lives protecting you, but this is no more normal enemy. We need you to take ample care in what you see and do for us.
Sure. I mean, yes. Thank you.
With that half-hearted reply, our afternoon discussions came to a close. The dinner was pretty luxuriant, a full-course Italian meal. Okay. Spaghetti. It began with beet soup or something close to beets. Then continuing with the... Oh, there's okay, it's fancy Italian. Then continue with a duck gizzard confit and zeppoline. That was followed by vegetable couscous. Zeppolini? Is that how you say that? Okay.
Yes.
Zeppolini. That was followed by a vegetable couscous and a lightly grilled, medium fatty fillet of spear tuna. Everything was top notch, but it didn't end there. There was a panna cotta with tank prawn, involtini with battleship fish, fortress crab spaghetti, a truly heavenly menu brought to our table. After an intermezzo... What? What's up?
Battleship A3.
God damn it!
I was like, what? Huh?
You sunk my
Miss.
battleship!
No,
For a
Miss.
second, I thought I was like on a bad page or something.
Anyhow.
After an intermezzo of mushroom risotto, we were presented with seafood soup containing the essence of from all the day's fresh seafood. Every spoonful had a distinct taste, making it an exquisite masterpiece. Crafting it took half a day of simmering assorted soups and mixing them together, an incredible amount of work. Our cooks put their lives into this menu, filling it with all kinds of hidden delicacies you get to enjoy maybe once a year. It was topped off with the evening's main dish, fillet of cow deer veal. Gently cutting off a piece and putting it in my mouth, I found it melted before I even chewed it. It was good. It was so good. Benny Mara and I gave each other high fives after we were done. No need for words. That was good enough. I get that. I feel that.
Mm-hmm. On a
A
spiritual
good old meal
level.
will make you do that. Oh, yeah. I mean, I normally talked my head off at meals, but everyone was silent tonight. Maybe that was a sign of just how satisfied they were. Only when the white wine yogurt dessert was passed out did we express our opinions.
White wine
is this?
yogurt?
Sounds
That's not
delicious.
Oh, fuck.
What is this deliciousness? As an imperial noble, I'd like to believe I've enjoyed many good things, but this is on another level. I know. Even as a prisoner of war, I was looking forward to the food here, and I don't think I've experienced such bliss in my life. Thank you, Lord Rimuru.
I fucking
Man.
love that even the POWs are like, I'm so glad we all got captured in Tempest.
Right?
This is awesome.
I'm so glad we got
I should
revived.
have
We got
surrendered
our
a
ass
while
kicked
ago.
by this guy.
Dude, the march back to the Empire is gonna be so downtrodden and sad, not because they lost, but because they're having to leave some of the greatest
Food
meals.
suck.
It's
all
like,
downhill
Everything's gonna
from
taste
here.
like fucking ash and soot by the time we
yeah,
get home.
boy, is it ash in my mouth, but boy, was it
Yeah.
filling.
We've flowers for Algernon, our taste buds?
This is Masayuki here.
Oh, where? Oh,
The man,
man.
yeah.
You know, if I get to eat stuff like this, maybe I'll put up with being emperor after all.
I've studied cuisine myself, but I'll never get this good. No waste to it at all. But you can tell they carefully considered everyone consuming this here.
The Imperial crowd sure dug it. But the Dwargen panel wasn't sitting there quietly either.
Well, Rimuru, it looks like our kitchen staff has improved their cooking skills again. Lady Shuna was her name, was it? Or wasn't it? I'd love to invite her to our kingdom and have her teach us some recipes. So true. I am more of a fan of excellent drink than fine food, but I'll make an exception for this any day. The lack of quantity was a little annoying, but now it's made me want to enjoy it all over again. Everything's so carefully calculated to make me think that. Nah, I'm not so sure about that, but... Nah, I'm not so sure about that, but I do agree with you on wanting to have more of everything on the menu. Whoa, it was so delicious. I almost caught myself traveling to the afterlife for a moment. If you are Lady Jane, at least you cleaned your plate first, huh? Oh, enough from you, Henrietta. You ate just as much as I did. What? It's rude to point that out. Or it's rude to point that out, you know, whether it's true or not. With dwarves, pretty much any kind of food worked as long as the drink was good, so I really wanted to wow them with his meal. Thanks to Shuna and her team, I'd call this mission accomplished for sure. Even with all this, though, Shion and Diablo were the same as always. Diablo was pouring drinks for people, ever the faithful butler, while Shion was standing tall and motionless as my bodyguard. But I knew the truth. Shuna had told me she made a habit of stealing bites from the kitchen, calling it testing for poison. Tonight, she was even taking seconds, apparently. At least I didn't have to worry about her going hungry. Now we were all relaxing post-dinner in the meeting hall's lounge, chatting and enjoying some coffee. Everyone was excitedly talking about the meals in their personal lives, but then Gazo lumbered right up to me. By the way, Rimuru, something is bothering me.
What's up?
You did it again, didn't you? You evolved all your close advisors, particularly Benimaru over there.
Oh, yeah. Great. He was gonna yell at me, wasn't he? I wish he'd stop springing this stuff on me out of nowhere. Wouldn't hurt him to give me some time to come up with excuses, would it?
He's gonna.
But
kick
as
me
I feared the
again, isn't
worst. Yeah.
he? All right.
Gal's a
stop.
smile from. Yep.
Here's the thing. It's past 10:30.
Yep.
You can keep going because you're at 245 out of the 253.
Yes.
However,
Yes.
this will keep you up longer.
Okay.
All right.
I will try.
I mean, it's
I'll
like
try.
what? 2 more pages or something? Or what page?
No.
No, it's a good
How the
chunk,
hell?
but I will try.
We're at 245 out of 253.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is 85. That's what I
pages.
thought. 85%. Yep.
I will try.
We've got
But as I feared the worst.
8
Sorry,
more
go ahead.
pages.
Yes.
Ugh.
What a hustle.
Here's the thing. In that
Yes.
time that it took us, we had 20 pages. We went through 12. Yeah.
Okay. I will try.
All right. You have until
But as I
11,
feared-
and then I'll have to stop you. So
Okay. But as I feared the worst, Gazo smiled from ear to ear.
Oh, don't be nervous. I'm not angry with you. The blood drained from my head when Jane first told me, but now I realize what you did was eminently necessary. Yep, yes, of course.
Phew. If he wasn't going to yell at me, then great.
But you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do, you know.
How do you mean?
Didn't it occur to you? The Western nations, the Holy Western Church, Thalion, all the other human nations, they were watching this war closely too. Declaring an end to it is fine, but you're gonna have to explain what happened during it too.
Well, I thought I could just make up some stuff. No way anyone would believe an earnest explanation. As long as I didn't tell anyone that my pals got evolved to awakened demon lord level, no one would ever find out, I don't think. I figured out that fabricating some kind of story wouldn't be a problem, but
Yes, well, that would work with the Western nations well enough. Bloomund might have their doubts, but the rest are too peaceful to care about the details. And if anyone has questions, they probably won't press you with them, considering Tempest is pretty much an allied nation to them.
right? So, no problems then?
Oh, hold on. Oh, yes, there are. You won't trick that girl, for one. She'll ask you for an official explanation, you realize. What will you do then?
That girl? Oh, wait. That one? You mean Ellie? Well, I already told her, so no worries there. Amusia was worried about us as well, so Molly Maya and I talked things over with her. They were considering their moves if we faltered and Thalion had refugees on their doorsteps. The three of us, as the three pranksters, maintained emergency contact with one another via a very handy magic tool compact and hinged like a flip phone. It provided encrypted voice chat via electronic and geomagnetic waves, making it impervious to magical jamming. All of its components used rare sought-after materials, though, making each handset worth a small fortune. I didn't have enough to give to my top officials, which should tell you a lot about how much they cost. Either way, these devices let me chat directly with Almusia anytime I wanted. Before this party began, I dropped her a quick line just to say, "Hey, you won," and stuff. "Okay," she replied. "That's a relief. I'll stop by again soon to talk in depth, alright." So, no, Gazzo had nothing to worry about on that count. And yet,
Did you just say Ellie?
Gazzo
Well, it's
shouted
more,
that.
it's more like,
yeah,
did
he's
you
like,
just say
Did you
Ellie?
just say Ellie?
Say
Yeah.
Ellie?
Yeah,
Yes,
the next
I
page
would,
literally shouted
sir.
that. Yeah.
You
Did
gotta
you
watch
just
out
say
for Joel.
Ellie?
Gotta watch out for Joel.
Yeah.
Joel?
Joel and Ellie.
Gazzo, yep. Gazzo shouted that at the top of his lungs as he stared wide-eyed at me like he couldn't believe what I just said. Weird. What's so surprising about that?
Don't play dumb with me. Since when were you that intimate with the Heavenly Emperor?
Oh, that. Well, you know, I'm good at that kind of thing. No matter how scary the other side is, I start with a conversation. It's important that you understand what they're trying to say. When I was running construction sites, I'd sometimes get into it with angry neighbors shouting at me with their complaints. But once they calm down and talk things over, their problems could often be easily solved. Not that everything works out great all the time. When it does, you just have to listen and keep listening. Then the other side will warm up to you. They'll see you as someone who understands what they're saying. That, and it'll buy you time until a solution comes along. You don't really have to do anything, just listen to the complaining and play along. Then they'll warm up to you, and it'll work out as I described it. In my life, I always saw communication, the way I interacted with people, as the most important thing. That held true when I met with Almusia too. We kind of became friends without realizing, or without me realizing it. You might think it was all because of the drinking we did, but well, I forgot how it happened anyway. Forgetting inconvenient truths is another thing in muddling through life, although it's also key to sizing up your regrets and avoiding the same mistake next time. It's a tough balance, but I'm still working on it today. Well, I have to keep the details a secret, but yeah, we get along pretty well. I didn't need to confess to getting drunk and shooting off my mouth around her, so I dodged the question, but Gaza wasn't buying it.
Listen to me, Rimuru. Merely gaining an audience with the Heavenly Emperor of Thalion takes a monumental effort. You'd be lucky if you only have to wait months for the chance. If we and Dworgen sent a request, we'd be waiting at least 6. She's got such a long lifespan. A month feels like a day to her. But you claim you can get in touch with her that easily? Indeed, Lord Rimuru. Thalion is very important to us in the Empire as well. Imagine you having these sort of connections.
Now Caligula was joining the conversation. He explained that the Empire once saw Thalion as its biggest threat, believing them to possess as yet unseen magical weapons. The plan was to attack and invade him last. Gazzo nodded at all this. A lot of the Western nations kept a keen eye on Thalion as well. It was a gigantic nation that could easily take over the entire economy of the West, so they had good reason to. And here's me talking their leader up on the phone with no appointment. I wouldn't have known, but yeah, it sure was pretty, or I was sure it sounded pretty unbelievable. It was the truth, though. I guess you can call it luck.
It's typical for you, Sir Rimuru. Yes, exactly. Oh, sorry. That's sorry. That's Diablo.
Yes, exactly. In fact, I'm sure Thalion is delighted at the chance to stay so close to him.
We're skipping over Diablo. Let's get Diablo.
Yeah, sorry. He was the ha ha ha. My bad.
Oh,
No.
I think the ha ha
Diablo
ha
is
is
typical for you.
Oh, yeah.
No,
That's right.
I
kinda
think
like
that
that.
it's typical for you would be Shion, because Shion doesn't know the meaning of elated.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, so you do
So
the. It's-
Sonic, you're poofed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
All right, we want to redo that dialogue
Yes,
again, or
let's
just
do
not
that.
do
Yeah,
it?
just
Start with.
Okay.
Oh, I start at the top?
No, we start with Sonic's line.
That's
Oh,
right.
okay, I thought we were starting with ha ha ha. My bad.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, and go ahead.
It's typical for you, eh, Sir Rimuru?
Yes, exactly. In fact, I'm sure Thalion is elated at the chance to stay so close to him.
Diablo and Shion were singing my praises, but as I saw Gazzo sighing to himself, I thought about how nice it'd be if they shut up at times like these. Surprisingly, minutes agree with my secretaries. Yes, if the Heavenly Emperor understands the value Sir Rimuru brings to her, her wanting to keep in touch would make sense. True, Caligulio said, and a leader that fearsome would certainly have the intelligence to see that. Our Empire believed Thalion wouldn't deploy their Magus Corps in this war, but their Heavenly Emperor expected that.
Perhaps Allium would have targeted our nation if Tempest faltered in battle. Perhaps we dodged a bullet after all.
Sounded like they were warier of Thalion than I thought. I never saw them as that dangerous a presence, but now I was glad I made friends with them. I had a standing invite from Ellie to pay her another visit, and I definitely had a lot I wanted to learn from her nation.
Holy Cats has been redeemed. Please spam
Holy cats.
the cat emojis in chat. Everybody in chat, thank you.
Meow.
Yeah.
Meow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Meow's the time to stop.
Oh, okay. We'll cut it off then.
No,
Oh, to stop the
for them to
the
stop doing the
cats.
meow meow stuff.
The mischief.
Yeah, we're still
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're still good.
I'm sure
You've got
this,
20 minutes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep going. I'm sure this information was all classified, but now I'm wondering how much our Imperial Information Bureau was keeping from us. Valgrind.
I'm sure this. Oh wait, make sure.
Nope, you are
Unfortunately.
unfortunate.
Right below.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Hmm.
Unfortunately,
A smiling Valgrind said to Minutes.
I didn't know anything about this either. Or maybe I simply forgot about it. It was a long time ago.
Given her mean streak, I was sure she'd forgotten about nothing in the past.
Oh?
Velgrin. Yeah.
Oh? Did you want to say something to me?
No, nothing. Scary. It was like she was reading my mind. I hated making people like her angry.
Because
Still, I
am.
didn't. She is though. Still.
I'm reading the law.
Yeah.
That's so funny. No, you're not.
Oh shit.
The fact that you think you could get through my mental barriers to get to my master's thoughts. How quaint.
Oh, cute.
Wait. Did Seal just
Another
admit
voice
that
in your head.
Rimuru is his master?
Yeah. Yeah, no. Seal absolutely believes that Reamer is his master. Also, bitch, know your place.
Yeah.
Bitch, you better recognize. Remember who ate who?
All
Jesus.
right, back to the book.
Still, I didn't expect my friendship with Almesia to provoke that much surprise. Better not tell anyone that Molly-Mile was in with us. There was a whole REG thing we had going too, but I definitely didn't want to blab about that. I silently swore to keep that to myself as I enjoyed the rest of the night. Gazzo and his team left the next morning. Caligula was preparing to march our captured Imperial forces back to the Empire, following the direction we decided upon at the summit. The paths they'd take were still under construction, but Adelman's troops would handle the job for us. Some of the Imperials wanted to stay in Tempest. Is that him doing it?
Yeah, that's Adelman.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just
Yeah.
in the
Skeleton
distance, you
voice.
hear him. Oh,
All right,
God.
guys, hang on a second. Revan, what the fuck?
What did Revan say?
Look, I don't even know how he got that font in Discord or Twitch.
Probably
What
copy
the
pasted
fuck,
somewhere.
yeah?
I don't have it pulled up. To see
Wah.
God.
Oh, he
damn it.
subscribed to Wasted Space.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's pulled from another streamer. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Some of the Imperials wanted to stay in Tempest, but I prefer they went home first to help stabilize the Empire. They could file for immigration after that. Preparations were done within a week, and the big departure coming soon after. We were working through the remaining issues, thinking up solutions, and checking on progress. Everything was going fine in the Empire, too, until Testarossa contacted me to say something had changed. I was willing to take a wait-and-see approach with them. I was slightly concerned about the Dwarven Kingdom, however. If a Seraphim-class enemy knocked on their door, Gazzo and his armies would face tough going. The urban parts of Dwargen, though, were a natural fortress, further protected by a multi-layered defense system, and it wouldn't be easy to break through. If they could contact us if that system got breached, things should work out well. With that in mind, I gave Gazzo one of my cell phones as a gift, instructing him to use it when necessary. That, and I deployed Agera, one of our own, to Gazzo's side. Gazzo said he wanted to redouble his efforts on his martial arts training, and Agera had expressed a desire to go out and see the world a little. He told me that he had some things on his mind he wanted to work through, and Carrera was all for letting him do as he pleased. Knowing Agera's background, I wasn't too sure how to proceed, but I figured he needed some time off, so I accepted the proposal. Now Dwargen was better prepared for a protracted war. Hopefully nothing would happen at all, but if it did, we'd take whatever action was required.
Oh my
Farminus,
god. You're sending Agera to the Sword King.
Yeah, I mean,
Agera, who is literally the master that taught Hakuro, who
Yeah.
taught Gazel. So, like,
Yeah.
literally, this is sending the
God.
Grand Master to teach Gazel. Holy
yeah,
shit.
it's gonna be awesome. He's gonna
Yeah.
kick some fucking ass later. Farminus, home to Yeoman Company. Holy shit, it's been a while since I heard from him too. Was also being taken care of. Diablo deployed Ghidorah to that kingdom to explain matters to them. I hadn't conducted any private interview with him, so he had set off 2 days ago. He had
I'm
his
the
duties as Labyrinth
conductor of the
Guardian.
poop train.
The poop? What?
No, have
So
you not
confused.
seen? Have you not seen Borderlands 2?
No.
The
I-
freaking
So
No,
confused.
I'm only
Krieg-
just now starting my playthrough of that, actually.
Jesus.
Krieg, who is a DLC character, his trailer for it is like, he's like an intelligent guy that he was a former like vault hunter that was tortured into like becoming a psycho, and it's so funny because you could hear like the old person that he used to be going, now let's try and say hi to her and show that we're not dangerous. I'm the conductor of the poop train.
The poop train.
God damn.
Oh
amazing.
God.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. Hold on. He had his duties as Labyrinth Guardian to think of, but his Demon Colossus, the thing he needed for his job, was gone. We didn't even have a burned out shell or anything, so we'd have to rebuild it from scratch. The guys at the lab were all happy about that, apparently. They had some new machine designs they wanted to test out. I was the one funding this, but this research didn't certainly come cheap, but they'd receive money from our treasury as well. So I told them to keep working on it until they were satisfied with the results. Their work would naturally take time, so we decided Ghidorah would stay in Farminus for now. As for the Kingdom of Bloomin and the other Western nations, we had Cien covering those. I had sent Zonda over to assist them, and demons were generally capable of spatial transport, so they could handle most anything that came up. Honestly, I didn't see much strategic reason our enemies would strike at us from this area, so I wasn't planning any further measures in that. I doubted anything would happen, but if it turned out our enemies were in a human masquerading mood, Guy wouldn't take that sitting down. He didn't want to see humanity wiped out, so I was sure he'd take action. He and Luminous too. If the enemy tried any meddling in the area, nothing that required Guy's attention, Luminous and the Crusaders can handle that. I had alerted the other REG members of this Glenda and her team could step up behind the scenes too, if things got too hot over there. I figured they could buy us enough time until we could all work it out. Glenda had one of my cell phones as well, not her own, but one I'd lent to her so she could stay in contact with REG. Since that gave us instant contact with the Western nations, we decided no further actions was necessary unless we received an alert. The only problem that remained was the possibility of an unexpected traitor in our midst, I supposed.
Regarding that, I believe it rather pointless to mull over.
I can't say I agree with that, no. When push comes to shove, there's a big difference between being prepared for it or not. So as I sat in my office looking through a reported war damage by region, I considered my biggest anxiety. I told Gazlo to be on the lookout if someone in Dworgen had developed an angel-type ultimate skill, but he just stared at me with this hangdog look on his face. Listen to me, Rimuru, he said. An ultimate skill is among the most vital secrets a country can hold. Our folklore says that Grand Dwargo, our first heroic king, possessed one of them, and even then we claim there's no historical basis for it. Only a few people know it was the truth. Not even Vaughn or Dolph are aware. And yet here's you, going on about ultimate skills at this party, as if it's completely normal to run into people like that on the street. So, yeah, his voice got pretty loud at the end. I mean, yeah, but I guess that's conventional wisdom in this world. Only a handful even knew about the existence of ultimate skills, and realistically, nobody had any way to track down someone with an ultimate or angel-type ultimate. It just wasn't worth worrying about, so I decided to quit obsessing over it. And then again, if I sat down and calmly thought it through, I couldn't help but feel that someone special might be pretty close to us. Guy and Luminous definitely had a skill like that. Leon's strength was extremely unusual, so I could see him sporting one too. Daggerel, I couldn't say, but even someone like Dino had one, so we should at least assume he did too, just to cover our bases. Speaking of Daggerel, Luminous mentioned to me that in the future he'd take advantage of the Empire to start a war. Something Chloe told her, she said. This current conflict, however, wasn't related to that. Why would Daggerel do that, I wonder? Or was he doing someone else's bidding? If Michael was behind it, we could take measures against it, and I thought we'd need to discuss it in depth later. What about Milim? Yeah, she could totally have an angel-type ultimate skill without my knowing, but I bet she'd tell me once I explained the story to her, and I was wondering how Carrion and Frey were doing as well. I thought I'd stop by and chat with them a while. As I let my mind wander around like this for a bit... Can you hear me? We are holding a Walpurgis Council right now. I know it's sudden, but all members are hereby summoned to the site. That is all. Out of nowhere, a voice rang in my mind. Hang on. Was this? I looked at my right hand, the ring at the base of my pinky. Something I totally forgot I had on was glowing. This was the demon's ring, which I received when I became a demon lord. This meant when I became, that meant that this was Guy speaking. I had never tried using this ring before, so I kind of forgot I had this feature. But, no time to think about that now. Shion, bring Shuna in.
Okay, pause. Okay, I want to tell you, you can slow down a little bit on the speaking. You literally have like a page left, And
Okay.
at least 10
Holy shit.
and at least
I was
12 more
trying.
minutes. Oh, I noticed.
Okay.
I fucking
Yeah,
noticed. You were
he's
zooming.
You can see the steam rhyming
Yeah.
off
Bro,
right.
you
100%.
have one page
He was
left.
sitting here like, all right, I'm about to contend with fucking Eminem. Let's go.
You have
Wait,
one.
He's about to throw them hands.
You have one
Yep.
page left and over 10 minutes to do it. So go for
He
it.
wants the Konosuba script, so do we.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
sir.
Watching Shion happily dart off, I looked at Diablo. It's from Guy. They're holding a Walpurgis council right now.
Oh, with no advance notice? That is rather unlike Guy, and I cannot understand why Guy himself is reaching out to you.
I was concerned about that too. Guy was the walking epitome of pride and composure. Not even his servants could talk to him, I heard. This was sounding pretty bad.
This
Hold
is
on.
I don't know who
This
that-
is Shuna.
Oh, this is Shuna.
Yuna.
I am here, my lord. Rimuru. What the heck, huh? Guy himself gathering the gang. This has to be real serious. Shuna had arrived, but Ramirez, who I hadn't asked for, flew in as well, dragging Beretta and Training behind her. Yeah, she's a demon lord too, huh? I guess it was obvious you thought about it, but she had a demon's ring too. As Ramirez told me, it was exceedingly rare for Guy himself to hold a Walpurgis. He occasionally would, back when there was just 3 demon lords, him, Milam, and Ramirez. But this would be the first time in more than a millennium. If he wanted us right this minute, though, I was sure it had to be an emergency. So, yeah, Shuna, that's the situation. I don't have time to explain in any more detail, but I'm joining the Walpurgis Council with Shion and Diablo. Tell Benimar to watch over things for me. Shuna nodded, quickly picking up on the situation. Very well, Sir Rimuru. I wish you the best of luck. I nodded back and began to prepare. Then I sat there, waiting for my guide to the venue. Before long, Rain, dressed in a perfectly ironed dark red maid's outfit, appeared through a rift in space. Her wardrobe wasn't on my mind, though. What were all the wounds covering her body. My bad feeling had been perfectly on target. Rain, are you all right? What happened? Ramirez and I were both shocked, but Rain quietly shook her head. There is no need to worry about me. We will explain matters once everyone is assembled. So let us make the journey at once. No more reason to stall then. I followed Rain into the rift, and on the other side, we instantly had more problems to face.
Okay. So this is where we'll be picking up with volume 15 and stuff, but there's also a Guy Crimson side story, and then the present status is just showing the numerical values for everyone that we've already seen. So, like, literally, this is all that's left of volume 16, technically.
Oof.
That, right there.
Gotcha.
It is officially, let's see, page 257. And it's got 2 pictures in it, too. 299.
Right.
So,
Nice.
22. So, like, literally, we could finish that after the Konosuba script.
Mm-hmm.
And then properly start volume 18. So,
Sounds
guys,
good.
we're going to be reading the Konosuba script next Monday. Come by, hang out. We'll
Yes.
do it.
I'll have to brush up on that just to be
I'm
safe.
gonna be darkness.
I actually have no idea.
I'm going to be
I'm
Kazuma.
probably just farmer.
I'm going to be Dusty.
My coveted farmer.
I'm gonna
role.
rehearse that one a little
You're
bit.
going to be Dusty?
Who's Dusty?
Who's Dusty?
You mean
Oh, the DM.
crusty?
Krusty.
Crusty.
Sorry,
Crusty.
Krusty.
I thought you were leading up to a Dusty's
Sorry.
nuts. and
Goodness
Huey.
gracious. Are we sure you want him to be crusty? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
This
Also-
is not for debate. I'm taking
Also-
this or I'm not doing it.
Shim?
So are you gonna be?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is not for debate?
Okay, I mean that's
Okay, well, now that you've said that, you're definitely
you want me
not
to do
gonna
the
be
big
Crusty.
balls? I'm going
well,
for it.
damn.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
dear.
no. Now that you started talking shit like that, here's how you get hit. Now you're definitely not crusty.
Oh damn.
I'm not doing it
That's how
then.
God works. So.
Thirsty.
All right, so let's see. Shim,
Yes.
you're going to be Beldia. Unless Dee is
Beldia.
joining us. Dee,
Okay.
are you joining us next week?
Dee Dee, please.
Because
That'd
if
be
you're
fun.
if you're joining, you can voice Beldia because that's who I cast you as.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Ooh.
if you're not gonna be working while we're doing the stream, yeah, probably not. Oh, that's so sad.
Aww.
Monday night
okay.
next
Oh.
week. Oh, that's so sad. Are you gonna be back on your regular
Memorial Day.
schedule? Oh, Memorial
yeah.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah, next week is
Man,
Memorial
this
Day.
is
Oh,
so
that's
sad.
right.
Goes into
Guys,
regular
one
schedule.
like equals
Gotcha.
one cry.
Yeah, so he'll
Yeah.
be back. He'll be back. All right. He'll be back on
Okay.
his regular schedule and won't be able to join us because he'll be back on the night shift. All right.
Gotcha.
So here we are.
Oh.
You're gonna take over Beldia. Oh, Fenris, I need to hear you do Kyoya. That's gonna be really,
I'm
gonna be
gonna miss
Aqua.
a damn thing.
who's gonna be Aqua? That's kind of well, if we can get her, I'd like Carrie to show up and just give us her Aqua. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know Yusuf won't be able to do Kazuma, so I'll just take Kazuma for him.
Yusuf.
He recorded today. The Das Tales recorded today. So Aqua lines are done. In order to actually get started, on the episode, and start putting scenes together, even out of order, we need one more person to record, and that's Aqua. So I'm waiting on Carrie to get with us.
Yeah.
Definitely waiting on Carrie to be like, hey, can you pick a time, you know? So that's how I'm going to have to hit her up. See what we could do. But yeah, hope you guys are looking forward to it. We will actually be doing the light novel reading ending next week.
Yep.
And then we're going to also be doing the Konosuba one shot. No, I knew what I said. I know what I was saying. All right. Finally, I know we've recommended a lot of light novels. This is both a light novel series and a comic. And I want to go ahead and take this time to show the 5 volumes right now. If you have not checked out T-Bait or The Beginning After the End, please do so. The comic form is pretty good. I will tell you right now that if you're just wanting to know what's going on in the if you're wanting to know what's going on, the first 4 volumes of the comics, that's book 1 of the light novel. It goes pretty far. You can also check it out on Audible. Highly recommend that. It's a good Audible. It's a good Audible read. But yeah, this may be the series that we pick up after Mushoku Tensei and Slime. Because it's a really good series, and by that time we'll be past volume 10, hopefully, because volume 11 should have come out by then. If you're looking for it based on the author's name is Turtle Me.
Turtle Me?
Yeah.
Turtle Me.
Oh,
Turtle
I like that.
Me.
I like it.
Oh.
Yeah, Turtle Me.
Small turtle me.
He's a Korean author that, last I heard, was living in DC.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the Teenage
a lot of
Mutant
experience.
Ninja Turtles by chance?
I don't know.
I mean, kind of funny.
I just know that his icon is like a little turtle, kind of similar to Beetle.
He might just like
Turtle.
turtles.
He
So
might
can we
just love
just call him-
turtles.
Can we just call him Green
I like
Turtle?
I
turtles.
like
No.
Turtle.
Little
No.
turtle. Yeah,
There
there
it
you go.
is.
No, we just call him Turtle
Small,
Sensei.
small turtle.
It's no
house.
turtle.
Yeah.
Little turtle, little turtle.
You
Has
just
he?
call him Turtle Sensei. That's all.
Little turtle, little
Turtle.
cat, little cat,
Wouldn't it
little
be
cat.
God damn it, guys.
Kame or Kami?
Akami.
Turtle Me is a writer, and
Oh, actually, no.
No, Kame. I think Kame is turtle.
yeah, Kame.
Yeah,
Turtle
Kame
Me,
is turtle.
author of Beginning of the
Yeah.
End.
Kami is God, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yep.
Kame House is
Oh,
the one with the
He
turtle.
thinks he's
Kami.
God.
Yeah.
Pretentious prick.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
hurting Kami house.
See, no. See,
Richard.
Kame House is the one with the turtle. All right, anyway.
Mhm. Tato.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week with Konosuba. Konosuba.
Yep.
Oh, no, so bad.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Have
Oh.
fun storming the castle.
I will try.
Think it'll work?
It'd take a miracle.